Hello, everyone. This is Logan59XP here for the first Smash stream in a hot minute. I don't think I've done a Smash stream in months. It's been a while. And also, I haven't done one on YouTube yet. Or at least I haven't done one on YouTube in this current, like, YouTube-only streaming kind of thing I've been doing for a while. I haven't streamed on Twitch since, like, August. It's pretty much been YouTube-only at this point because I just haven't really felt like streaming on Twitch. But, yeah, so we're back. We're here for some Smash. And we got someone else here.
Hello.
So yeah, we got, you may know him as Dylan. I know he's been on some of the streams, although not any of the recent ones. But he actually has a YouTube channel now. It's called Green Engineer, as in like the engineer from TF2. You can go and check his channel out. He started it a few weeks ago. So, you know, go check that out. There's even a video on there that I'm in that I only now discovered because I didn't even realize that he started uploading videos until like a few hours ago when I was just stumbled upon his channel when I was searching for stuff and I saw that it was like featuring Logan589XP and I was like, wait, what? But yeah, so that exists. I haven't watched any of the videos because I just now found out they exist, but you know, go check them out by all means. But yeah, so I guess we can go ahead and start while we're waiting for people to maybe pour in. Hopefully. Also, hey Antonio, welcome to the stream as well. And yeah, I'm doing fine.
Good old match between Dr. Mario and Joker.
Nah, good old-fashioned match would be Jigglypuff.
Oh yeah.
And Wario, maybe? I don't know, Jigglypuff is definitely the one I remember. Okay, I haven't played this in a
Wario too much though.
Okay, I haven't played this in a hot minute, so I'm gonna.
I just played this game not that long ago today.
Technically speaking, actually I have been playing it, quote unquote, sort of, but I haven't like really been playing it in a bit, so.
I gotta get used to playing Dr. Mario because I play Mario all the time. Just the kill.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and by the way, for anyone that's familiar with the Twitch streams, you may have noticed that there is no ID in the name of the stream. Yeah, about that. Don't worry, I will put the ID on screen somewhere, probably. I normally don't like to do overlays and stuff. You may have noticed that most of my streams are just like they're just the screen. There's no like, you know, chat window or, you know, logo or like anything like that. It's very plain and simple, which I know is kind of boring, but every time I try to do a stream layout, I'm never happy with it long term, so yeah. But I'll probably throw up like a little like ID and the number thing in the corner or somewhere just for so people can, you know, join in easily. I need to turn up the volume. I can barely hear the volume right now. Okay, that's better. I'm actually using the Pro Controller right now. Normally I would use the GameCube controller, but I don't really feel like using the GameCube controller right now, though. Maybe if this controller dies, I'll go and switch over to it, and I'm gone.
That's to the super jump punch, too. I know it's normally Luigi I do it with, but Dr. Mario is basically the same thing.
Turn up the volume a little more. Hopefully it doesn't intrude on the microphone too much. So yeah, let me go ahead and put up an image like in the corner somewhere. Let's see. Not image. Text. Okay. I'm gonna make it smaller. Hold on. Let's see. What is it? It is L 0, 4. See, what's kind of funny is that I always thought that like maybe the one thing I would stream on Twitch would be the Smash streams, because I feel like the Smash streams are just better designed to work on Twitch, because on Twitch they have the category system where you just pick like the Smash category and you can just scroll down to the bottom and then like pick a stream. But on YouTube you're kind of reliant on the algorithm more. So I don't know, hopefully we'll get some people, but if not, then I guess I won't be that surprised. Let's see, sure, I guess that works. Is that a 0 or a O? I think that's a 0. Outline. Turn that sucker up. There we go. Then we'll shrink it. And we'll put it... Hold on. We're gonna slowly scroll it up. I probably don't have to do it this way, but this is always how I've done it when I want to get things perfectly aligned, but I want to have them at either the top or bottom of the screen. I gotta use the arrow keys. There we go. That should be good. So... yeah, hopefully that's good enough for at least right now. Okay, we gotta do this. It's a legal requirement. So yeah, I guess we'll leave the ID on screen right there for the time being, at least.
3, 2, bring it up. 1, go!
Actually, I might put it in the corner. Oh yeah, I'm actually surprised I didn't bring this up. Because I figured I'm sure you'd have something to say about it. Antonio in the chat just was like, what are your thoughts on Ash and Pikachu coming to an end?
Oh yeah.
That's kind of a big freaking deal. Kind of a big deal. Yeah. I mean, I did make a little community post about it. I don't have that much to say about it on the whole, but obviously it's going to be like the end of an era. And something that I think most people are like, because you know the running joke, right, of like Ash is going to be 10 forever. They're never going to get rid of Ash. He's going to be around like when we're 50 or whatever. Yeah, and yet here it is, like finally happening after all these years, after all the memes, after everything. Like, they're actually bringing his 25-year-long arc to an end.
Yep.
Now, what's funny is that one of my friends was kind of predicting this because, of course, like, he apparently won the most recent, like, championship, and of course he's never won a championship before, except for that, like, one Alola thing that kind of half counted. But, like, he actually won, like, a real, actual championship, like, indisputably this time around, so people were like, wait, they let him win? Maybe that's because they're gonna finally, like, get rid of him.
Yeah. It is a little weird to have him retire like that, but he's been doing this for 25 years, as we pointed out, so he had to come to an end at some point.
Alrighty, we're back. I muted the mic there for a second, so none of you guys heard anything. Okay, so wait, what were you saying? Because I didn't get to hear what you were saying.
But it is a little weird having Ash retire like that, but he's been doing it for 25 years, so it had to come to an end at some point.
Yeah, a part of me now this might be a weird thing to harp on, but I think one of the reasons why people also didn't take the Alola thing all that seriously was because that was with, like, the infamous Sun and Moon design for him that nobody liked. like, if he won and he still had his classic design, I think people would have taken it more seriously. But people were like, oh, wow, like, this dumb version of Ash wins. Like, this is so nonsense or whatever. Because people really didn't like that design. And, I mean, I don't really like it that much either. The Journey's design is a lot better. It's kind of a fusion between the classic design and the Sun and Moon design. But it's still not quite the original as well. I don't know. Again, it goes back to that thing of if they used like the design that they had for like 15 years and they still were using it, then I think people would also care a little more that he actually won a real one as well. Because people have an attachment to that design. Like, that is Ash to people, is that design. So even though it's a lot better than the Sun and Moon design, it's still not quite the same character, you know, that, you know, hashtag not my Ash or whatever, right? Like, because it's not the same, it's not the Ash I grew up with. I don't know. I haven't really seen anyone's.
I grew up with was the Sinnoh one.
Me too, but well, actually, that and the Orange Islands. I had the Orange Islands DVDs, but of course I saw like all that stuff via totally legitimate websites that had all of the episodes up legitimately. I assure you. Yeah, there was a website called like PokemonEpisodes.org, and that was like the place I would watch Pokemon for like years. The website went away like many years ago. I've tried to find it since. It's not there anymore. To my knowledge, but that was like the place I would watch Pokemon movies and episodes whenever they would come out, and I binged like the entire series up until like I think the last one I watched was like some point in Black and White. I want to say halfway through Black and White is when I stopped watching, because that's kind of when I stopped really caring about Pokemon. I watched some of X and Y years later, and then I never watched anything else after that point. But of course, I heard about various things. Like, I've heard about the whole he got the Kalos championship ripped from him. That's total nonsense or whatever people were complaining about back then. I know about the whole thing with Ash and Serena. I know about the Sun and Moon design controversy. But that's kind of it. And obviously, I whenever like something gets announced that's notable, I end up seeing it. Like, obviously, I know about all of the movies. I haven't seen them, but I know about all the movies. Like, I know they did that 3D remake of the first movie. That like no one was asking for, but but sure, why not? They haven't done a movie in a while, have they? Or at least they haven't done. They haven't done a movie that's like, because what they did starting with like Sun and Moon is they stopped doing like the normal movies and they started doing like alternate timeline stuff that's not connected to anything.
Yeah, the most recent one they did was, I forget the name, but it had Zarude in it. It's like Jungle of Life or something like that.
Yeah, like Secret of the Jungle or something like that. I know yeah, Jungle's
like that.
Yeah, that's definitely the name of it at the very least. Yeah, I think that all takes place and I guess was designated the I Choose You timeline or whatever, like the first one that was there for the anniversary. And then that timeline is like 3 movies, and then there's the Mewtwo remake that has nothing to do with anything. It's just a remake that I've never seen, although the CG in it doesn't look all that appealing. I'm sure it makes me wonder what they did, like, because obviously there's like the famous scene, right, of like Ash like as a rock, right?
Yeah.
And like Pikachu like crying to bring him back. Like, how the heck did they handle that? Like, I can't imagine that is any better. It's probably worse in every way than the original. But I've never seen it, so I don't know. But anyways, I'm sitting here rambling. Let me actually start up something I can talk while we're playing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hold on. Let me go ahead and move over this to the corner. It's probably not going to line up perfectly, but I think it'll blend in better during a normal match. But yeah, so yeah, retiring Ash is gonna be kind of weird, but I'm curious to see how it's gonna actually end, because of course it's not over yet. They have like another like 10 episodes or something to go. And oh yeah, another thing that like made my like friend think that this was gonna be like the end was that like after like the championship happened and there was like like some leaked episode listing, and like the last episode was like something that I can't remember the actual name of the episode, but like the episode name was very final sounding. Like it sounded very final, like this could actually be the end. And obviously it is. So, yeah. Now, of course, we do have a teaser for what I assume the new protagonists are going to be. Yeah. And first things first, let me say right now that I am so happy they did not go with the Scarlet and Violet, like, design. Like, that art style. Like, I really don't understand. Well, I know why they did it. They probably did it because they wanted to do something different. But, like, yeah. it looks worse than the classic design that's been around for forever in, like, pretty much every way. Like, there are some characters in that game that have decent designs, but overall, it's, like, a clear downgrade from, like, from the Sugimori style that no one was complaining about, by the way. Like, there are a lot of complaints people have with modern Pokemon, but the art design was not one of them. No one was complaining about the character designs, or at least they weren't complaining about the art style. And I'm not thrilled with, like, that's another reason why I kind of am not, like, super big on getting Scarlet and Violet. Like, half of it is the technical problems, and half of it is, like, I don't really like these character designs. Especially, like, the main character, like, from day one, I always had a problem with the fact that, like, they look too generic. Like, obviously, they don't have the classic style. That's strike number one. And then strike number two is they have the same outfit. Like, one thing about the Pokemon characters that I liked was that they each had, like, distinct outfits, right? Yeah. They threw that away with this. And I know why. It's because they have the school. But, like, I don't know. Like you couldn't have had, like you could have had the school uniform for that. But you could have also had a regular outfit as well. I don't know why they didn't do that. I don't know. So yeah, I'm glad that they're not using that art style with the new anime. They're just keeping what they've normally done. As for the characters themselves, I mean, I haven't seen any of the speculations surrounding them, but I'm sure a good amount of people are, of course, going to be asking, are those Ash's kids? Because that's the obvious conclusion everyone...
Specifically the girl.
Yes, specifically the girl. Specifically the girl. Because she's front and center. Now, Now, I think they're completely unrelated. I think they want a clean break. That's my guess. I don't think they have any connection whatsoever. But if there is a connection, it can't be both of them. Like, they can't both be be his kids. And you want to know why it can't be? Why it can't? Because the boy's skin color is too dark to be his.
Yeah.
And technically speaking, that's not impossible, but the problem is that narrows it down to one person. Because obviously, if they ever... Okay, let's assume that even just one of them is his kid. Then obviously they have to tell us who the mom is. They can't not... Unless they want to, like, keep the tradition of not telling us who the parent is alive. We didn't tell you who the dad was last time. This time we won't tell you who the mom is. But they can't not tell us. So the only one it could possibly be is Iris. And I really doubt it's Iris. Here's my theory again. If they have any connection to anyone whatsoever. My theory is, the girl is Ash's kid, and then the other kid is, what's his name, Go's kid? Because they because one, skin color, and second, they kind of look similar. I could buy that's, like, I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they were going for, if there's a connection. Now, as for who the heck the mom is for Ash's, well, a daughter, we'll just assume the daughter is the one that's Ash's kid. They're only two, if we're going purely on looks and nothing else, right? Just from that one screenshot. The only two that make any sense to me is like May or Dawn. Those are the only two that make any sense because the hair is May's, basically. But the skin color is not the skin color, the hair color is Dawn's. But that is purely off of the appearance and nothing else.
Some people say the facial features would also point to Serena as well.
I mean, obviously, if they wanted to go for brownie points, they'd pick Serena because Serena's like the fan favorite or whatever. But like,
oh, yeah, she's the fan favorite.
But at least again, going purely on appearance, of that one screenshot, I don't think that really lines up. But at the same, I don't know. Again, it's probably nothing. They're probably two completely brand new characters that have no connection to anything from the previous 25 years. But I don't know. So, but like, yeah, if they're connected at all, the boy is Go's kid, and then like the girl is Ash's daughter, and then the mom is either Dawn or May, based solely on that one screenshot. But realistically, there's probably no connection whatsoever. It's just two new characters, and that's just it. That's probably what it actually is. So I don't know. I
honestly do think they're just new characters who have no relation to the old characters
yeah.
whatsoever.
Yeah, I think because I don't think they would finally get rid of Ash and then be like, here's Ash's daughter. I don't think they'd do that. I think they want a clean break.
Plus, if they do that, then they can't go back from that.
What do you mean they can't go back from that?
Like, if they decide, oh wait, never mind, they can't really do that if they announce that. Like, they can't change their minds on her being Ash's kid.
I see what you're saying. Well, as long as they don't show us who the parents are at first, they could technically retcon it later if they wanted.
Yeah.
But, okay, but I don't know. I don't think they would do that. I think if she was Ash's daughter, they would tell us that front and center. Because you can't hide that. I don't think they would hide that. I think they would market that, right? Like, here's the new series featuring Ash's daughter. That'd be a big marketing point. Like, I don't think they would hide it.
Yeah.
Now, one thing here's what I will say. Regardless of whether or not the characters are connected whatsoever, I think we will 100% see Ash again. He is going to be... He will... Like, because you know how they always bring back the old characters? Like, every once in a while? Like, they're going to do that with Ash. Like, we're going to get to see older Ash. We will. Not at first, but they will show us it eventually. There's no way we don't see that, regardless. It's just too big of an opportunity to not have that. And also people would want to see it, so... And now, it would be kind of funny, though, if, like, so the kids have no connection whatsoever, we get to see older Ash, and then maybe they tease that he actually is with someone, but then they don't tell us who it is. I know that'll drive people crazy. Like, they're teasing it, but they won't tell us who it is! And then people are gonna try and extrapolate who it is out of, like, a bunch of random things that don't mean anything. Yeah. Now, I do remember seeing something that I'm pretty sure was fake. That was like some description on some website or some interview or whatever. Again, I'm pretty sure it was fake. I never actually looked at it. I just heard about it. I didn't actually look at it myself. That was like, so the characters have names. I don't remember their names, but they have names already. And like the girl, apparently, supposedly in this thing that I'm pretty sure is fake, it said that like she hails from Kanto or something. Or she's related to a family in Kanto, or something like that. I'm pretty sure that was fake. But I do remember seeing something like that. But again, I don't think they would just... like, why tell us that and then not just straight up say it? Because obviously, if you see that description, there's only one thing it's gonna be, right? Why else would you mention that she's from Kanto unless it's what everyone thinks it is? That's the only reason you do it.
Exactly.
But yeah, so yeah. Final point on that whole thing. They're probably completely unrelated, but if they are related, Ash's daughter and then Go's son. That's my theory on that.
I'm bringing back an old reliable, well, not old reliable, but one of your favorite characters to go against me.
I wonder who it is. I don't have the darn sticky note. I normally have a sticky note on like one of my monitors that tells me like the inputs for the Minecraft stage. And I don't know where it is. Ugh. Dang it. Oh, whatever. I'll just do that. Let's see. Are you going to... Sorry, are you going to do your thoughts on Secret Invasion, Loki Season 2, and the usual Marvel shows? Well, what would I have... Well, those shows aren't out yet, so I don't know what I would have to say about them. As for, like, you know, the other stuff I still haven't seen yet, I still haven't seen that. But that is going to be changing soon, because I've gotten all of my work done that I've needed to do, so I legit haven't had time to watch those shows yet, because I've had other more important things to work on that, like, actually matter. But I probably will sometime soon binge all that stuff, and I'll finally do the video on it to get it out of the way. Because obviously we're coming up... Okay, the connection right now is not great.
We are lagging very hard right now.
There's some quality online right here.
Oh, God.
We can literally count the frames.
Oop. Okay, came back for a second, but...
Okay, hold on. Maybe it's okay now.
Oh!
Also, I just realized that you're Luigi.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd call that a classic show. I mean, I get why, but I'm not sure if I'd call that a... I mean, yeah, like the super jump punch.
It's a Jigglypuff.
Yeah, that's like the one I always think of. Dang it. Up.
Oop. Only because you were on the anvil.
Oh, dang it. Yeah, Rico and Roy, that's the name of the two new characters.
Yeah.
So yeah, Rico would be the
I'll
daughter.
just destroy your crafting table real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of interesting that we have a Pokemon character named Roy now. Or at least that's what the... I don't know if that's... Is that the Japanese names localized, or is that like the actual English names we'll be getting?
It might be the Japanese names localized.
I mean, Rico sounds like it's a Japanese localization. That might not be what the Western name is, because of course all the names are not the same. Because the series came out originally in like the 90s with 4 kids, so they just kind of kept that going.
Yeah.
Although, for what it's worth, they probably would have done that even now, because Pokemon doesn't really seem to care about the Japanese originals all that much.
How many super jump punches did I land on you?
I'm gonna say like 4 at least.
You know what? I'll bring her in. I'll go ahead and bring her in. You wanted to fight Jigglypuff, so I'll let you fight Jigglypuff.
You know something I just realized? I still haven't unlocked the last song. Like the bonus song for this stage. I still haven't done that yet. Well, because obviously you need like the game, right? But I figured I would just get the game when it's cheap, or failing that, I could just unlock it via alternative methods. But I haven't really... I've never really thought of like doing it all that often though. So otherwise, I'd see the thing is I don't know if I can I transfer save data to the Switch from like PC. Like I put it on the SD card somewhere and it just works. Like I don't know because that's the thing is I don't even need the game. I just need save data because that's how you unlock it. So if I could find Melody of Memory save data somewhere, and if I could put that on the Switch, then in theory that's close enough.
Oh. And there I go.
So you heard that No Way Home took inspiration from the unmade Batman film, Batman Triumphant, the film that never got made thanks to Batman and Robin. No, I have not heard about that. Oh yeah, that reminds me. The Spider-Verse trailer. I haven't talked about that yet. I mean, there's not much really to say about it. Obviously, there's a bunch of little cameos in there. Like, for example, Insomniac's Spider-Man is in there. There's a bunch of other ones in there as well, so that's kind of interesting. I mean, that movie is probably the one Marvel movie everyone can agree on that's like something to look forward to. Yeah, and plus, it's kind of funny because, like, so we got Spider-Verse coming out, and we also have, like, Spider-Man 2 on PS5 coming out next year, so Spider-Man fans are eating good next year. I'm actually kind of surprised it took them that long to put out another trailer, though, because the last trailer for Spider-Verse came out, like, pretty much exactly a year ago. I think it came out, like, right before No Way Home did. Which was kind of weird. Like, why would Sony put out a trailer for another Spider-Man movie right before a Spider-Man movie was coming out?
Yep.
So, yeah. Man, that feels like a while ago, like, the whole No Way Home hype cycle. That feels like a while ago, even though it was only a year. Man, that was like the biggest thing a year ago. That was like the only thing that anyone cared about was No Way Home. Hey, look, someone else is joining in. We got Master Hand with Rob. Yeah, another distinction about No Way Home was that's the one thing in Phase 4 everyone agrees on. It's the one thing everyone can be like, yeah, that was pretty good. But of course, I will save my whole little roundup of Phase 4 for whenever I get that darn video out, once I've seen the rest of the shows I've missed. I love how I'm just like completely straight as I'm up in the air like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that Steve is just like so static. Like I know like before like cuz like back in like 2018 people were like, "Oh no, like would Steve have like bendy legs like he does in all the parody videos?" Like and that'd be like really weird, right? And I'd agree that would be weird. I think that would look really weird. I think that was one of the reasons why back in the day I was kind of against Steve, because I thought he would look too weird. Like I thought he'd be too weird.
What?
But obviously, as time went on, that began to change. Like I think I've told this story before, how like I used to be like really against Steve. Like Steve was like the one character I was like, no, do not put him in this game. Not because I don't like Minecraft. I like Minecraft. It's not that. It's because I thought he would be really weird. He would not fit in the roster at all. He would stand out too much. However, as time went on, I progressively kind of lost that, and I stopped really caring about that. And then by the time he was announced, he was like a top 3 character for me. So I went from like a Steve, like I went from being against
Hater?
Steve to be a Steve supporter over the course of like 2 years. So I think in that respect, Steve is probably like the one character I was like personally excited for the most. Like obviously we had a lot of cool reveals over the course of Ultimate, but Steve was like the one that I was like, hell yeah, we're getting Steve. We're actually getting him. You know, I wasn't like Etika level freaking out, but like, still, I was like the one character because like that's a character I personally wanted, right? Like everything else is like, oh yeah, that's a cool, you know, that's cool. Like, you know, Joker, that's cool. You know, Banjo, that's cool. But like Steve was like a character that I personally wanted. It wasn't just get him in the game because everyone else likes him. Like Steve was a character I personally wanted by the end. So when we got him, it was pretty exciting. See, that's another video that I feel like I want to do at some point is like, again, like not like a big, fat, like in-depth thing, but maybe just like a little like 10-minute video or something. Is like a like kind of like, I don't know, like maybe like a ranking of all of the reveals or something like that. I don't know, that could be a simple thing I could do. But the thing about that that's kind of weird is that there is a video out there that that's pretty much the ranking I'd probably would give it. For the most part. The only ones I know for sure that are going to be at the top, I'll just say them right now because who cares. The top 3 would be Sora, Sephiroth, and then Everyone Is Here. And all 3 of them for different reasons. Like, in some respects, they're all the best one. But, so like, maybe in the video I'd have it be like 1.3, 1.2, and 1.1, or something like that. I don't know. So like, in order, it would probably be Sephiroth, then Sora, then Everyone Is Here. And here's why. A very, very quick summary of it would be this. Sephiroth was the most hype trailer. Sora was the most emotional trailer. But Everyone Is Here was both.
Yeah.
That's why. Like, the Sephiroth trailer is objectively awesome, right? That trailer is objectively really awesome. It is so freaking good. But it's more about the hype than the emotional stuff. But then the Sora trailer has such high emotional value for me, even though I've never played Kingdom Hearts. Because that trailer was crafted so freaking well. The callback to the first trailer, the freaking music, like the part at the end where they have Sora shake Mario's hand with the logo in the back. It's all so perfect. The emotional, they nailed the emotional value of that trailer. It was the perfect way they could finish Smash Ultimate. And that was something I was really paranoid about, was like, are they going to end Smash Ultimate on a good note? And they absolutely did. Like, regardless of how you feel about Sora as a character, that trailer was the best possible way they could have ended that game. So yeah, that'd be like number 2, like the best emotional trailer. But Everyone Is Here has both. And that's why I think it deserves to be number 1. Because it has the emotional value, because we're seeing all these old characters everyone loves come back, but it's also really hype, because we're seeing all these old characters come back. Like, you know, like Snake, like when everyone saw Snake, and then it said Everyone Is Here, everyone lost their friggin' mind. Like, so that's why I feel like that one. And also, like, the music, man, the music, like, yo, the like, near the end is, like, so freaking good. Like, it's so good. And that kind of makes me really wish that the actual song of the game was that. I feel like that's something that's gonna be like something I like take to my grave, is like, the E3 version of the song should have just been the actual song. They could have still had Life Light, but that should have been like the credits theme for World of Light or a bonus song or something. That should not have been like the main theme, in my opinion. And I don't hate it, but like, I think that, like, the E3 version of the theme was the better theme for, like, the game overall.
You gotta love this.
Yeah,
frame
yeah.
rate.
Yeah, this frame rate is absolutely glorious. Perfect. But yeah, so that's what I do for my top 3. I can tell you that's something that will not change. Those 3, I may swap Sora and Sephiroth places, but I know for a fact everyone is here is guaranteed to be number 1 on that list, no matter what. Now, I guess the other thing I could probably bring up is who would be at the bottom. Okay, I want you to guess. Who do I think I'd put at the bottom? What trailer?
Wow. Yeah, I got no guesses.
Okay, well, I think, and this is something that's pretty much a unanimous agreement, like regardless of how you feel about the character, Byleth. Byleth's trailer would be at the bottom. And it's not because of the character. It has nothing to do with the character. Well, okay, it's partially to do with the character, but it's not the main reason. The reason why I put Byleth at the bottom is because there's no build-up, and the trailer also just isn't that interesting. Like, I think if Byleth was revealed in a Nintendo Direct or at the Game Awards, it would have fit better. But because it was in a Smash-only presentation, the second the video starts and you see what I have dubbed Anime Forest, you immediately know who it is. You immediately, on frame 1, know who it is. There is no
unless
suspense.
You're thinking one of the royals, unless you're thinking one of the royals or something like that.
Well, but you know it's a Fire Emblem character. You know it's a Three Houses character,
Yeah.
I should say. Like, regardless. Like, you know, from frame 1, everyone immediately knows, because everyone knows what that forest looks like and they know what game it's from, even if you've never played the game. So from frame 1, you immediately know, oh, it's Byleth. Or at the very least, it's a Three Houses character. So that's strike 1 against it, is there's no suspense. And to be fair, not every trailer has it. Like, for example, the trailer that comes right after it, the Min Min trailer, basically just tells us from the beginning it's Min Min. But the trailer is so like neat, like with the visual style and stuff, that it doesn't matter. Like, the rest of the trailer is good enough that that reveal at the beginning doesn't matter. Also, we knew that it was going to be an ARMS character from the beginning, so it's not as big of a deal. Like, we knew going in it was going to be an ARMS character because they literally told us. So at that point, it was just which...
the frame rate gets better once the other guy dies.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. But yeah, so it's kind of like, at that point, it's not which character is it going to be, it's which ARMS character it's going to be. So just telling us at the beginning isn't that big of a deal. Whereas,
they straight up told us that the next character was going to be from ARMS.
So, like, just telling us at the beginning, basically, that's Min Min is like, oh, it's Min Min, cool. And then the rest of the trailer is, you know, got that cool comic book art style and all that stuff. And, you know, it's not the best trailer, but it's pretty neat. I like it. But, like, Byleth doesn't have any of that. The trailer is just not that great. It's pretty much how I would sum it up. I don't know if I'd call it absolutely terrible, like some people probably would, but it's definitely the worst one, by far. It is, like, if I were giving it a grade, right, it's like a D. I don't know if I'd go as far as to give it an F, but it's definitely a D. Hey, look, we got some more people in. Awesome. And that's like the only trailer I would give a D to. Every other trailer is at minimum a C. Like, every other trailer in the game is at the very least good. That's the only one I would say is like not good. And I actually do like Byleth a decent bit. He's not amazing, but I actually do like him a decent amount. So it's not about Byleth as a character, it's just the trailer itself. It's just really not that great. Even the people that like Byleth and like Three Houses don't think it's a great trailer, so take that for what you will. So yeah, that's kind of my little sneak peek at that video if it ever happens. Is like, top 3 is in some order Sephiroth, Sora, and everyone is here, and at the very bottom is Byleth. But everything in the middle, I'd have to think about a little more. Also, I guess if I'm gonna do the Ultimate trailers, then I kind of have to do the Smash 4 ones as well.
Yep.
And those ones definitely carry a lot of nostalgia value, especially the early ones, like the base game trailers. I have like a lot of nostalgia. Like I think I've mentioned this before, but like Smash 4 as a game doesn't have much nostalgia, but the Smash 4 hype cycle in the trailers has butt tons of nostalgia for me. It's one of the it's like the biggest reason why I consider like 2014/2015 to be like kind of a golden era for me when it comes to Nintendo. Is because of Smash. It's like the Smash 4 hype cycle, all the trailers coming out and all that stuff. Like those trailers are absolutely classic to me. Like every single one of them is an absolute classic. Obviously, some are better than others, but they all hold a lot of nostalgia value. And I can tell you right now, if they came out now, they would not be as high up as they were back then. Because those old trailers have nostalgia value, and I'm not gonna sit there and pretend that they don't, right? Like, I'm gonna make it clear that this list is very much skewed by the fact that Smash 4 trailers have a lot of nostalgia for me. And, like, if these characters were revealed with the exact same trailers, but it was for Ultimate, they would probably not be as high up. Like Little Mac, right? Like, or Rosalina.
Yeah.
If they were revealed now, I probably wouldn't care that much. But they were revealed back then, so I care a lot more, because those trailers have a lot of nostalgia, because they were back then. Back before I followed online discourse regarding Smash characters, didn't care about any of that stuff. And also just, it was a, you know, it's a very generic saying, but, you know, it was a simpler time. But, like, actually, though. So, yeah. Now, of course, some of the later trailers, particularly the DLC ones, are a bit of a different story, but even those ones still have some nostalgia value. But those ones don't have as high of nostalgia value for me. Less because of the fact that they came out later, and more so because the trailers themselves were just gameplay for the most part. You know, they didn't get the fancy CG like the base game characters did. It was just like gameplay for the most part. Whereas like all of the DLC for Ultimate got the full treatment. They got everything. They got the CG, they got some kind of art style, they got something. They got an animation of some kind for like most of them. The only DLC character that didn't get a full proper trailer was like Piranha Plant. Like he had a little introduction thingy, but it wasn't really a trailer. But like everyone else got like a full proper trailer. That was like that was a full like this is a Smash trailer. Heck, Joker got 2. Joker got 2 trailers. Rob Gonzalez, thank you for subscribing. Got the little notification with the Reggie GIF. I need to change that sound effect. Right now, I'm just using one of the stock Streamlabs. I meant to say, yeah, Streamlabs. I'm using one of the stock Streamlabs like audio, just like things for that.
Also pointing out the fact that I'm at 200%.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. Well, you're gone. Well, you're gone now. Yeah, and however, I do have another GIF for the alert box, and that's okay. So you know the famous thing from the April 2014 Smash Direct where Sakurai does the direct thing. Like, remember when that used to be a thing? Directly to you. That used to be like a thing back then, right? So he does that, and like there's this GIF that I have that's like the screen shaking like crazy, and like this, and light appears when he does that. And I have that set for, like, special event alerts. Now, it's never played, because no one has ever done anything beyond following or subscribing, but if for some weird reason at some point in the future, someone, say, donated, then they'd get that GIF, and they'd get a special sound that comes with it. Now, granted, no one can donate or subscribe, or do, like, I don't have channel memberships or anything like that, because I don't have monetization, and even if I did, no one's gonna give me a membership because I don't upload often enough. but like let's say maybe a few years from now I get monetization back, I cross the threshold, I get it back, and I turn on channel memberships. Well, if someone, say, you know, became a member of the channel, then they'd get that little Sakurai GIF, and they'd get the little extra sound effect that plays. And the sound effect is the Windows NT 5.0 beta startup sound. And I think it fits pretty well with the GIF. So yeah, I don't know. If at some point in the future that ends up happening, then yeah, you'll get to see that, I guess. To anyone in the future. But yeah, the main one I have is just that little Reggie gif. I think it's from the E3 2015 announcement. Oh god, remember the E3 2015 announcement trailer that people were super hyped for? And that's when like Reggie was like Little Mac, and we had the famous scene of, but wait, Reggie, you work at Nintendo. Not anymore. That's where that came from, I think, was that trailer. And people were like, he's dressing up as Little Mac. Does that mean we're gonna get a new Punch-Out game? Like, like all that stuff. Like, there was so much hype going into that year's E3. And then that year's E3 happened. Like, it's funny, because, like, yeah, we had that really cool announcement trailer, which was the last one that we ever got for E3, by the way. I don't think we ever got an E3 trailer. Like, a trailer for the E3 event. I don't think we ever got one after that point. It would just be like, here's the direct, or the spotlight, I should say, in the case of 2017. We never got, like, a little cool, because, you know, okay, one of the things that I think everyone kind of agrees on that they miss from the Iwata era is they miss stuff like that. They miss, like, the cute little, like, skits and stuff like that. We don't get that anymore. The skits. They used to be a staple. They would always do those skits. I mean, not all of them were home runs, to be clear, but when they had a cool skit, they had a cool skit. Like, the most iconic, I think, Nintendo skit from a direct that I can think of is probably the absolutely classic E3 2014 Reggie versus Iwata fight. That is an absolute classic. Absolute classic.
Yeah.
It is so good. That's the, like, whenever I watch that, I'm like, dang it, why don't we get stuff like this nowadays? Now, to be fair, I don't know if they'd be able to pull it off as well now, because things have changed, but, like, I don't know. Like, whenever I watch stuff like that, it's like, man, I miss that. I miss when Nintendo used to do stuff like that. 'Cause it was, you know, it was different, and it was neat. You know, again, they weren't always slam dunks. Like, I remember, like, there was that one, I think in the November 2015 Direct, where they had, like, Bill Trinan eating donuts. I didn't really care for that one, but when they had a good skit, they had a good skit. And it was something that made them stand out. Whereas I feel like they've become a bit more, like, generic and corporate, for lack of a better term, when it comes to their presentations. They don't really do that much. They don't really do, like, fun stuff anymore. I kind of wish they'd go back to that at some point. But yeah. Also, connection, not great. Too busy talking, but I'm sure everyone that's watching has figured that out at this point.
Oh yeah, they have figured it out that the frame rate is just gone down the crap.
Although it's not technically the frame rate, but yeah.
Well, yeah, the connection.
Yeah. Man, if the next Smash game doesn't have a rollback, it's gonna be really awkward. When Nick All-Stars has a rollback and you don't, that's not a good look. We can hope. We can hope. Like, that will unironically be one of the biggest selling points of the next Smash game. It actually has good online! If they actually manage to do rollback or something at the very least. Because pretty much every fighting game now is rollback. Like, again, even the small ones like Nick All-Stars and Multiverses have it, and all the big fighting games are pretty much adopting it. Like, Tekken's gonna... I think is Tekken gonna have it? I don't know if that's confirmed, but I think Tekken 8's gonna have it. We know Street Fighter 6 is gonna have it. King of Fighters 15 came out earlier this year. It has it. I'm sure if we get another Soul Calibur game, it'll have... Like, all the big games have it now. So Smash is like the only one that doesn't have it. We're gonna get a connection out. We're gonna get a timeout. Connection error.
Oh, connection error. Awesome.
No contest.
Cool. You love to see it.
And they're gone. I think Rob left. That's unfortunate. Alrighty, let's see. By the way, have you seen the like background?
What do you mean background?
Like, have you looked at the stream and have seen the background?
Oh no.
Okay, I was just wondering if you've seen it. Oh, yeah, that reminds me.
At some point.
Oh yeah, I forgot the jiggle physics.
Yeah, that's why I have the slime hat on, because I love the jiggle physics of the slime
Yeah.
hat.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Speaking of jiggle physics, that just reminded me about like Pyra and Mithra have them. Like if you land and you pay attention, they're there.
Yeah.
I think they're also there in the
But
victory
main
screen
jiggle
too.
physics I like is of the slime hat.
Yeah, the slime hat's pretty good. It's so blatant.
Yeah,
it's
that's why I got the slime hat.
Yeah.
So I could wear it and have the jiggle physics of it happen.
Oh dang, that was dumb. I haven't used Mii's that much in this game. I used to use them a lot in the last. Maybe that's just because they were new. I don't know. In this game, like I have all of the Mii costumes, and yet I barely use any of them. The main one I think I've used is Sakurai in the diamond armor. I think it's the main Mii I have used because it's Sakurai in the diamond armor. Nothing else needs to be said. And then, of course I have some meme ones from earlier on in the game. Like every once in a while I would go on, you know, the online, dang it, what's the name? What's the name of it again? The name's escaping me. The name for like where you can download stuff. I don't know, whatever. I went there and, you know, I would grab like a, you know, Mii of whatever. Look, I got like a Hank Hill meme, I got an Obama Mii, I got a couple other Miis in there, I got some player Miis, like I think I have a Mewtwo King Mii in there. Oh yeah. This connection.
Suck. Also, I like the suplex because I just like suplexing.
Suplex?
Yeah, you know.
What's that?
This.
Oh. But yeah, what I was gonna say was, actually recently we got announcements for Sephiroth, Pyra, Mithra, and then Kazuya amiibos. The Sephiroth one looks pretty nice. Looks pretty neat. I infamously have not bought an amiibo since 2015. I've been meaning to fix that. Like, I wanted to get at first I wanted to get like a Lucas amiibo, and that came out. And then later on in Ultimate, I wanted to get like a Pichu amiibo, I wanted to get a Cloud amiibo, I wanted to get a Joker amiibo. None of those ever happened. Steve amiibo. Right. But the problem with amiibo is that they're one of those things that I'd like to have, but there's no real purpose to me getting it other than just putting it on a shelf. Like, the days of, like, me caring about the game functionality of amiibo are kind of over. Like, obviously I can, like, train them up and get them to level 50 and all that stuff, but, like, that doesn't really matter to me at this point. I'd be getting the amiibo just for the sake of having them, and that's, like, a waste of money. Especially if I just wanted one amiibo, that'd be one thing, but I want, like, 5 or 6. That's, like, $70 right there. That's a game. That is a game for the price of like 4 or 5 amiibo. That is a waste of money, for me at least. Even though I'd like to have some of them. See, ironically, this would probably be the best time to do it. Would be something like Christmas, because that's something that's cheap, that I wouldn't have to spend money on myself, that I'd like to have. But, nah, it's still not that important. There's other things like games. Like the aforementioned games.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll tell you,
Yeah.
the 3 games that are kind of like on my radar right now. So, the most important one is Crisis Core, that like just came out. Like, I gotta play that. I haven't seen any spoilers for it, so I don't know if there's a new cutscene, because everyone and their mother was predicting there'd be like a new hidden cutscene in it for like Reunion. I don't know if that's the case or not, but regardless of whether there's a connection or not, I still gotta play it because I gotta play it. Then there's I still haven't played Guardians, that came out last year. I still haven't played it, still want to play it, and it's like $15 right now. And then at the bottom is something that I'd like to have, but it's by no means a requirement, and that's like Soul Hackers 2. A game that's been out for 4 or 5 months. It's been out for a little while now. But the game has not received the greatest reviews on the planet. It's been received not... it's like basically it's like in the middle, you know? The general consensus of that game tends to be basically mid. But I do still want to try it. At the very, then again, I still have another Atlas RPG that I still have to finish, aka SMT5, which I got for Christmas last year, and I've still barely played it. Although that's partly because of lack of interest, and then also because the Switch doesn't run it particularly well. Like, at least that game looks good, so it has that going for it, unlike a certain other Switch title. Like, SMT5 genuinely looks pretty good. Like, you can tell it's a Switch game, but it's Unreal Engine 4, it looks pretty good. But the problem, it's not the resolution. The resolution's like 900p, I think, so it's not the highest, but it's like totally fine. That's not the problem. The problem is the frame rate in the overworld.
Oh, I got cheese. No, I
isn't-
didn't.
The frame rate in the overworld is really not that great. It's not abysmal, but like it drops into like the mid-20s pretty much all the time. It's not very stable. And that personally bothered the heck out of me to the point that I didn't really feel like playing any more of it. Which is why a part of me has been like, hey Atlas, could you please put it on like literally anything else, please? Can we get a PS5 version? So I could play it on that instead? I don't know. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, though, because SMT has historically, with the exception of Nocturne, been like a Nintendo kind of series in terms of like exclusivity, so... I don't know, maybe we'll get like a... I know there's been rumors of a PC port coming, but... I don't know. I feel like at this point, if I want to play through that game, I'll either overclock the Switch, because you can do that, and I've never been bothered to figure out how to do it correctly, or I'll just play it on, like, PC via other means, so to speak. So I have been messing around with that. Not for SMT5, but I have been messing with, like, Ultimate and, like, Mario Kart 8 and, like, Ryujinx recently. Now, because I was very curious to see how, like, the booster course tracks would hold up at 4K, considering how well they, quote-unquote, hold up at 1080p. And actually, when the track looks nice, it does look nice. It's obviously not the base game, but... Like, Peach Gardens looks pretty good. Like, I think Peach Gardens is, like, one of the best-looking booster course tracks we've seen so far. Same with, like, Merry Mountain, that one also looks pretty good. Not base good, but pretty good by tour standards. And then you have tracks like Shroom Ridge and Toad Circuit that don't look that great. With, like, their flat grass. Like, Toad Circuit, honestly, overall, is fine, but the flat grass, man, the flat grass, it is just like the paint bucket tool. It's like they went into paint, grabbed that shade of green, and then just pasted it onto the ground with no texture whatsoever. It's very... like, there's a but the thing is, they addressed this in later waves, because the grass in Waves 2, and especially 3, is better. Again, it's not base game, but it's noticeably better than what it was in Wave 1. But the problem is, they never went back to fix Wave 1. With the exception of improving Coconut Mall, where they made it so that, like, the Shy Guy cars would spin. outside of that, they've not made any adjustments to like textures or lighting in the Wave 1 tracks to my knowledge. I'd like them to go back and fix, if they could fix the like, if they could add texture to Shroom Ridge and Toad Circuit's grass, I would consider those, well, more so Toad Circuit than Shroom, well, both of them need it, but in terms of like which one holds up better, I would say off the top of my head, Toad Circuit holds up better if it had the improved grass. Whereas Shroom Ridge, I think, would scream that it's a tour port more, even with the improved grass. But, I don't know, both of them need it, though. Both of them need it. That's the main takeaway. Yeah, also, Snowland, I believe is the name, like the GBA track. That one looks pretty good. Like, honestly...
Snowland.
Yeah, like that one, honestly, could pass for a base game track. Honestly. I think it looks good enough that it could pass for a base game track in some respects. Like, you can tell it's still a tour port, but it's a really good-looking tour port. Like, it's good enough that I don't care. Like, if all of them looked like that, not base game good, but pretty good, then I don't think anyone would have a problem with it. But not all of them look like that, and that's the problem. It's very inconsistent. Some of them look pretty good, and then some of them don't. And then there's the ones in the middle. Like, for example, one that looks mostly pretty good, but has one very glaring downside is a Calamari Desert from 64. Like, overall, that track looks good, but then you get on the train tracks, right? And the texture on the train track, like the geometry on the train tracks is like too plain. Like, there's not enough detail on the train tracks. That's my biggest problem with it. Otherwise, it looks good, but there's that one thing holding it back. Like, I would give that track, like, a B, I guess. Like, if I were grading it on, like, obviously, like, okay, see, that's another video I want to do, is, like, a ranking all of the tour ports. Like, all the Booster Course tracks. And, like, ranking them by, like, how good they look or something like that. And I'll have to put a disclaimer at the beginning that's like, I'm not ranking these by the standard of the base game, because that clearly doesn't work. I'm ranking these by the standard of what it is. Because I think that's the way you have to look at it. Because obviously, if you grade even the best-looking ones by the standard of 8, it doesn't work. Like, obviously, like, it's a big downgrade for some of those tracks compared to the base game. But if you compare them to the rest of the Booster Course Pass, then they'll probably look better. Again, especially those ones that tend to hold up pretty well, like Peach Gardens, Snowland, Merry Mountain. The ones that you can tell are tour ports, but they don't scream it. They could pass, at least at first, as a base game track in some respects. Yeah, apologies for the delay there. Also, Ollie...
Someone's going random. So he's going random.
Yeah, I guess just kind of since I'm talking about it, what's your favorite, like, Booster Course track so far?
I think it's gotta be 3DS, Mario Kart 7's Rainbow Road.
See, I've been thinking about that one, and I'm not sure if I've been trying to think, is this one good looking or not? And that might sound weird because it doesn't scream tour port like some of the others do. But there's just something about that track that always reminds me that it's a tour port. And I've been thinking about what it is, because a good part of the track looks pretty good, right? I mean, it's in space, so it has that going for it.
The road looks nice.
Oh yeah, the road looks really good. The road looks really, really good. But I'm talking about, like, the outer bits. Like, I think it's the planets that hold it back for me. Because if you look at the planets, they have very low-res textures on them. I think if the planets had higher-res textures... And also, the texture on the moon could be better. Have you ever seen the texture on the moon when you land on it?
Not in full detail, no.
Yeah, but if you pay attention to the texture on, like, the moon part, it's not low res, but it's like this blocky looking texture that I'm not really the biggest fan of. Like, if that was like a normal texture, like if they just took the, okay, so you know how there's that like moon battle stage in Deluxe? Like, if they took the texture from that and put it on that moon, and if they improved the textures on, like, Saturn and some of the other planets, I think I'd say that's a pretty good port. I mean, it's overall good looking. It's just that, like, again, it has those things that bring it down for me. Like, the texture on the moon. It's not low res, it's just block. It's just the design of the texture is inherently blocky. And then, like, I think the texture on, like, the ring, oh yeah, the texture on the ring also has that same problem, where it's not low res, but it's a blocky design. And then, yeah, like, the texture on, like, some of the planets could be higher res. If they just did that, I would say that's a pretty good port. Otherwise, I'd probably give it, like, a B-. Like, it's good, but, like, there are things in it that are like, oh yeah, this is a Tor port. Not screaming it, but they're there. Whereas, like, Peach Gardens is like... I mean, again, you can tell Peach Gardens is a Tor port, but, like, it looks good enough that I don't care. There's nothing distracting in it that looks low-res or low-poly or anything like that. And the grass looks pretty good in that stage, too. But then, yeah, Snow and Merry Mountain. Those are, like, the top 3, like, in terms of visuals so far, I think. But in terms of, like, actual track layout... I'm not sure what my favorite would be so far. I'd have to think about that. Actually, you wanna know another... See, you wanna know something that I think is gonna be kind of neat? Is... Obviously, when Mario Kart 9 finally does happen, they're gonna probably remake some of those tracks again, but, like, for real this time. And you know something I think would be... Like, I would love to see, like, it's like a track that everyone likes to praise is Ninja Hideaway, right? Like, everyone likes that track. And I like that track, too. But that track is, like... It's kind of, like, in the middle for me in terms of visuals and here's why. Artistically, I think it looks really good. But... you can tell it's a Tor port by just looking at it, right? Like, the trees are from Tor, like, the textures are from Tor, like, it's very simple, like, the polygon, like, the design is very simple, you know, in some respects. Like, I would love to see, like, Ninja Hideaway and, like, Mario Kart 8/9 full visuals. I think that could look really awesome. As is, it's fine, but like that track could look really good if it wasn't a Tor port. I think the main tracks that like scream that they're a Tor port the most though are probably the city tracks. Like, at least off the top of my head, that's what I would probably say. Right now, what would my favorite one be? There's like 5. It's 4 or 5. Or is there 6? There's at least one in like every cup. Like, I think every single cup starts with one. So we have the London one, we have the Tokyo one, we have the Sydney one, we have the Berlin one. We have the Paris one. We have the Paris one. That's like 5, right?
From Tor itself.
That's in the game. I think there are 5 of the city tracks in the game right now. There are more, obviously, and we're gonna get more, obviously, in the future. But those are the ones we have right now, and I think artistically, okay, maybe not artistically, it's not the right word. I think the Paris one the most. But I think that the design of the buildings in that track hold up a lot better than some of the other Tor tracks. But at the same time, because it's a Wave 1 track, it has the flat grass. So, I don't know. I think that some of the, like, I think the Tokyo one looks pretty decent. That one doesn't scream Tor port to me. That one's alright. The Berlin one screams Torport though, and the Sydney one also screams Torport. Although I like the Sydney one more than the Berlin one. Oh boy, background noise.
Yeah, I know.
It's a staple. I can maybe get rid of that if I put the noise suppression on. Yeah, I don't have the noise suppression turned on for your audio. Maybe if I did that, that would prevent it from showing up in the stream at least. But there's already noise suppression in Discord, I'm pretty sure, so I don't know if adding a second layer would really improve things.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Let's see, did you hear Henry Cavill is no longer Superman again? Yes, I have heard. It's like, what is this, the 5th time this has happened? I feel like that's happened a lot, where it's like, Henry Cavill is gone, no he's back, no he's gone, no he's back, and now it seems like actually for the final time, he's actually done. Which is awkward, because they had that cameo in Black Adam that people were all excited for, and then now it's not happening, so... I don't know. I never watched those movies, so I don't really have anything personal to say about it, but obviously, for all the people that were really excited to see him come back finally, then obviously it's a real shame. Especially because he left The Witcher to do this, I'm pretty sure. Like, he was on The Witcher, but then he left that to work on this. Now he's not working on this anymore, so what is he gonna do next? I heard that he's apparently working on a Warhammer series. We'll see if that pans out for him, but yeah, so... Yeah, it's a shame, but...
I think this is the first time I actually got out first.
Haven't I been the one that dies first most of the time? Or is that just... actually, no. Actually, no, I don't think it's been every time. But it's been... I don't know. Maybe I'm just used to being the one that always dies first whenever I do these.
Well, most of the time when we do these, it's just you and me.
Alrighty then, so I'm actually going to go ahead and for this next match, I'm going to go ahead and put myself in the spectator's seat for a sec. I feel load. Alrighty. Okay, I will be right back.
Go from Samus to Dark Samus. Alrighty, I'm back. Okay, cool. Yeah, the other guy goes from Samus to Dark Samus from random. Which I find kind of hilarious.
Let's see what the audience sounds like for this.
Uh-oh. Ooh, still alive. Just likes using that move.
your voice is quieter than mine. Sure.
Wow.
I don't think it should be, though. At least not by that much. I'm gonna try turning on the noise suppression for your thing to see if that improves background noise at all. Oh wait, never mind. It's already on, apparently. Wait, maybe that's why it sounds like that.
Maybe. Who's to know?
Actually, hold on. Let me turn your thing all the way up. Okay, just talk for a second.
Huh.
Okay, a little more than that. Okay, that's better. I think.
Oh no!
I think it's probably fine if I leave it that way. I think, because yeah, as long as I have the noise suppression, it shouldn't go into the reds too often. I want to make sure it doesn't go in the reds, stay in the yellow.
Dead. Yeah, you're screwed. And you're dead.
Yeah, I was mentioning how I haven't played me in a while. Let's change that. Yeah, let's see what else do I have in here. Yeah, Dr. Phil, Bernie Sanders, Mermaid Man, John Wick. Got all of the various.
Many memes.
I got Joe Biden, yeah, Hank Hill. Steve Harvey, Trump, Obama, Big Smoke, Matt, Dr. Phil, Sam Sora. Oh, Sam Sora, that one didn't age well, I think. I don't know. He kind of fell off the face of the map. I think he was involved in all of that, all the 2020 drama that happened. I don't think he's.
You have so many memes.
Let's see. Then I have, and that was just for the brawler. For the sword fighter, I got Bob Ross. I got. Oh, I have a Steve me from before he was in the game. Leo, Jesus, Obi-Wan, Farquaad, Mewtwo King. And then the rest of them are just like the me's. Like you know, like I got Lloyd, Aerith, Travis, Dragonborn, Minato, Iwata, Dante. Of course, for the gunner, of course, we got Sans. You gotta have Sans. Then I got Barrett, Tony Stark, Doom Guy, another Hank Hill, Gino, Marie, Vault Boy, Cuphead, Bender. And then I have these like different variations of like Sans and Vault Boy with like different things, as well as Cuphead. I got another Hank Hill, okay. Shibata. Oh man, does anyone remember Shibata? Does anyone remember this guy? I'm willing to bet like no one knows about this guy because he was the Europe guy. And no one watched the European Directs, but I remember him. I remember when he, I remember when he talked about the 3DS and he said "brack" and "brew" or something like that. He said it like really weirdly when he was talking about the 3DS like launch colors. I don't know, but anyways, that have Bill, as in Bill Trinan, Woody, and some other ones in there. Okay, I'll go with the darn yeah, the diamond one from earlier. Inkling.
I haven't played Inkling in a while, so let's see how I do.
Still find it a little weird that we didn't get Splatoon 2 skins for them. Like that seemed like they give us like the default outfits from that game, and they never did. It's all all the stuff in this game is Splatoon 1 themed, with the exception of like the music. It's all Splatoon 1, which is like kind of weird. Like okay, obviously the moveset being Splatoon 1 makes sense. because it was like developed in like what 2016 is when they decide on the moveset for everything. So that makes sense, but like, why not have the skins? Like, Splatoon 2 was a thing in 2017. That was like a year and a half before the game came out. They could have totally added in like the default costume from Splatoon 2. I mean, maybe we'll get it next time. I'm guessing next time around we're gonna have the default 1 outfits, the default 2 outfits, and then what would the default 3 outfits be? Is there really even I mean, obviously there's like the default like Inkling Girl outfit, but like what about the other one? I don't even know if there's another default outfit that really qualifies as a default outfit. I don't know. And obviously we'll probably get more agent skins. We'll probably get Agent... Oh, no. I was going to say Agent 8, but no, that'll be its own thing, because one thing that is a guarantee, or at least it's got to be a guarantee, is Octoling Echo. That right there was a huge missed opportunity that they never did. They could have done it. I think they could have... I mean, yes, Octoling expansion didn't come out until, like, June of 2018, but they obviously would have known about it, like, earlier. And it's an Echo. They could have squeezed that in at the last second. Could have squeezed that in, like change 2 of the moves and just add in the new skins, and boom, you're done. Oh, that's got to be a thing next time around, is an Octoling skin. That's just so like obvious. And then they'll obviously have Agent 8 as a skin because they'd be crazy not to. They'll probably keep Agent 3. It'll probably be Agent 3, and then they'll have, like, the new Agent 3 from Splatoon 3. So that's like, because they'd have 8 skins. So that'd be the Splatoon 1 defaults, the Splatoon 2 defaults, the Splatoon 3 defaults, and then, like, the 2 agents. Like, old 8, old 3, and new 3. And then Octoling has their own set of skins. That's what I'm guessing they would do. Unless there's another Splatoon game out by the time the next Smash happens, but I doubt it.
There is a next Smash game.
Well, oh man, this is the whole video right here. Will there actually be a new Smash game? Because I know there are people out there that think that there won't be. That they'll just port Ultimate. We'll get Ultimate Deluxe, and that'll be our game for the Switch too. But I don't think that's gonna happen. Because we went through this exact same thing with the last game, right? Remember when everyone was like, Smash 4 port, Smash 4 port. And it wasn't a Smash 4 port? Like, that was a...
Yep.
Man, I remember when that was, like, the thing people would talk about for months in, like, 2018 when they first announced the game. Was like, is it a Smash 4 port, or is it actually a new game? I was mostly on the side of it being a new game, because why the hell would they give it a fancy CG trailer if it was not a new game? Like, come on. Why would they give it a new logo? Why would they give it a new logo and give it a big fancy CG trailer if it was just going to be a port? Like, come on. It made no sense. And it wasn't! What a surprise.
Uh-oh. And I SD'd again.
Now, I think the biggest reason why people think it'd be a port this time around is because it's like, well, how do you really improve upon Ultimate? Like, how do you really make another game after Ultimate, after like 89 characters and 115 stages? How do you make another game after that and not have it be a downgrade? Because I think one thing everyone has basically accepted is that no matter what, the next Smash game is going to have less characters. Because it kind of has to. Like, we're going to go from, like, 89 characters down to, like, 50 in the base game, at least. And we're going to go from, like, 100 stages down to, like, maybe 60. I don't know. Like, we're going to get a big cut. Unless it is deluxe. Then obviously we won't. But if it's a new game, we're going to get a noticeable cut to both the roster and stage count, because that's just kind of how it works. And therefore, it's going to be like, well, but this game is a downgrade compared to Ultimate because it has less characters. And we're going to have that whole thing, right?
Yeah.
But there's going to obviously be another game because the fact of the matter is, this series is too big to die.
Yeah.
This is one of Nintendo's most popular series. It generates crap tons of hype, and let's be real here, we're all gonna want a new game eventually. We don't want to play Ultimate for 20 years. We're not, trust me, people are gonna be begging for a new game. Like, because here's the reason why I personally do not think we should get a deluxe. Because if we get a deluxe, we're gonna be in the Mario Kart problem, where people are gonna be temporarily happy, then they're gonna be like, when's the next game? For like 5 years. That's what will happen, right? We'll get Smash Ultimate Deluxe, people will be temporarily happy because new content. And then within like 2 or 3 years, they're going to be like, okay, but when's the actual new game coming? And then it'll take like 5 or 6 years after that for it to actually come out. Now, the difference is that Smash Ultimate Deluxe would most likely receive DLC. Like, from the get-go. They wouldn't wait 5 years to do it, unlike a certain other game. So, maybe in that respect, it's not a big deal, because, hey, we're going to be getting new content anyway, so what's the problem? But then it's like, okay, let's say they do Ultimate Deluxe, and we even get DLC for it. Then what happens to the console after that? They can't just port the game forever, right?
Yeah.
Like as much of a meme as like GTA 5 and Mario Kart 8 are for being ported multiple times, they legit cannot port the game forever.
No.
They will have to make a new game at some point. So, making an Ultimate Deluxe just delays the inevitable, is my main takeaway. All it does is delay the inevitable fact that we're going to get a cut to the roster. So we might as well do it now and not later. And also so we don't have to hear people complain about, like, when's the next game, like, for 5 years, right?
Yeah.
Because for a long time now, people have been like, okay, but when's Mario Kart 9? And people have complained that Mario Kart 8 has gone on too long, and we should have had an actual new game by now. I think if they did DLC from the get-go for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, it wouldn't have been a big deal, but the fact that they took so long to do it is the part that's kind of, you know, annoying. And not only did they take forever to do DLC, but the DLC is also a downgrade from the rest of the game, visually. But that also doesn't help. Now, I know why they did this. They did this because it's supposed to be, like, basically a holdover. That's how I've always seen the whole, like, their tour ports, is that it's supposed to be a holdover until the next console. It's like, hey, we know Mario Kart 8 has sold, you know, $15 billion. So, sorry, 15 billion copies, whatever. It's the same thing, I guess. We know it sold all the copies in the world, and people have been clamoring for a Mario Kart, but we're not ready for Mario Kart 9 yet because we want to save it for the next console, so we're gonna make this, like, cheap, quick DLC, just so, like, you can be, like, you can have something while we're waiting on the next game. That is how I saw it, and still see it. They're tour ports because it's supposed to be quick and easy, like, just to get something, just so there's something new to play. That's how I saw it. Would I have preferred if they were full-fledged remakes and with the full visuals? Obviously. Like, of course I would. Who wouldn't? But I also understand why they went down the route they did. They wanted something just out the door to satiate the 35 million people that have Mario Kart 8 and have been begging for something new. At the end of the day, more content is more content. I wish it looked better, but more content is more content. And some of them, like I said earlier, can look pretty good, like Snowland and Merry Mountain. So it's not like they're incapable of making a good-looking tour port. They can, it's just that they don't all look like that. Now, you wanna know what would be kind of funny? What if Mario Kart 9 was actually the tour art style? Oh man, that would piss everyone off. I would not be thrilled with that. Because that's been the whole, again, the whole saving grace is, yeah, they're tour ports, but like, it's just a holdover for when the next game comes. But if the next game looked like that, then obviously that would be a huge, huge disappointment. That's not gonna happen. It's gonna look at least as good as Mario Kart 8, if not better. But yeah. But man, that's another question. Is like, how can they make Mario Kart 8 look better? Like base Mario Kart 8, because it still looks really good 8 years later. Like, how do you make that look that much better? I mean, I can think of ways to improve it. Like the polygon count could be increased. The polygon count on some of those tracks and some of the characters could be a little better. But overall, like, I mean, it already looks, like, really good. So, like, I don't know what like, they should not overhaul the art style. Do not overhaul the art style. Just make it look as good as base 8, and I would be fine with that. Because base 8 already looks pretty good. But do not do the tour art style. Do not do that, obviously.
Oh my god, this lag is not making me fight well.
That looked weird.
What?
That did not look right.
I hit him.
That did not look right. That ain't right.
That should not have hit him.
Yeah, another thing is that
Left.
I don't know this obviously for a fact, but my guess is that the tour team is the one that's actually making those ports. Like the regular Mario Kart team is not working on any of that stuff. At least I don't think they are. I think it's because obviously the Mario Kart team is probably working on Mario Kart 9. So I'm guessing the tour team is the one doing all the current updates. Because, I mean, why else would the game look like that? I don't know. I mean, I have nothing to prove that on. But that's my guess, is the tour team is the one doing those ports. Like that specific team is the one working on that, and then the actual team that would normally work on Mario Kart is working on probably the next game. I don't know what else they'd be working on. The only other game I can think of that the Mario Kart team has worked on was ARMS. I know they made that, but I don't know if they've worked on anything else. I'm sure they have, but in terms of main lead development type stuff. See, that's the thing that's interesting, is that Nintendo doesn't have divisions for their internal developers like other developers do. Or Square Enix has creative business unit 1, 2, 3, and 4. Nintendo doesn't have that. At least not anymore. It's just you have to just assume based off of interviews which teams work on what. With Nintendo, obviously they have their other studios, they have Intelligent Systems and HAL and Retro Studios and all that stuff. But in terms of internal stuff, Monolith Soft. But in terms of internal stuff, it's just Nintendo R&D or whatever. There's no division numbers anymore. But what we do know is that Splatoon and Animal Crossing is the same team. We know that Mario Kart and ARMS is the same team. Zelda is its own thing. I don't think the Zelda team works on anything else. And then obviously then of course there's the divisions that make the smaller titles, your eShop games and whatnot. I don't know. But again, none of that is official. It's just purely based on interviews and speculation and stuff. Hi, Lolme, the cloud icon.
Choose your fighter.
Oh.
Oh. Okay,
I guess we're going into a match without you then.
And I didn't join fast enough to become a spectator. Wonderful. Why doesn't it just automatically put you in the spectate thing?
I don't know.
That's always been a problem I've had, is I go to change character, someone else joins in, and I don't join the spectate section fast enough to spectate. So now I'm just sitting here watching this screen for like 2 minutes. Yeah, latency seems fairly low. That was like a couple of seconds. Seems fairly low. That was like a couple of seconds. Is that coming in too hot? I'm not sure. Let me load it up in the browser on the computer itself so I can listen to what it actually sounds like. I need some kind of context for this itself so I can.
I need to get away from this hero because he is just targeting me.
I need some kind of context for this itself so I can.
I need to get away from this hero because he is just targeting me.
I need some kind of context for this.
Yeah, I am. I need to get away from this completely targeted. He is.
Okay, let me go ahead and close that out before I start a loop that goes over and over again, probably. Okay, so I think everything sounds fine. So that should be good. And yeah, you sound fine, I sound fine, so that's good.
Okay, I need to lay low for a little bit because I'm on one stock while everybody else is either 2 or 3. That's how bad I'm being targeted.
Let's see, random. Do you think Michael Mando's Scorpion will be in Spider-Man's next trilogy of Scorpion or Venom like in the comics? Oh yeah, we still haven't seen him yet. Yeah, they teased him at the end of Homecoming and haven't done jack with him yet. I don't know. I mean, we'll see him eventually. We kind of have to. I mean, they literally teased him, and they've followed up on most of the teasers so far. The only one that hasn't been followed up on yet is, of course, the infamous Adam thing from Guardians 2. But, of course, that's going to be followed up on in the 3rd movie.
He was shown in the trailer for Guardians 3.
Yeah, I haven't seen the trailer for any of the newer because I've been needing to catch up. So I haven't seen the trailer for that. I haven't seen the trailer for actually I did see the trailer for Ant-Man, but only because I saw it in theaters when we went to see Black Panther. I didn't see it before that point. I also think there might be a trailer for Secret Invasion. I'm not sure. I don't know. I know they've put out trailers for a couple of the newer things that I haven't seen yet. But yes, like how long did that take them? Well, to be fair, the movie was supposed to come out in 2020, if anyone remembers. But then, of course, James Gunn infamously got fired in 2018. Then he got rehired in 2019, and during that time, he made a deal with DC to make the Suicide Squad. So he had to work on the Suicide Squad for a couple of years. Then now he came back. He's doing Guardians 3, and he did the holiday special, which I haven't seen yet. And then, of course, now, just recently, he was hired to be the head of DC. So now he's going to be going over to DC permanently, but he still has to come out with the other movie before that happens. So it's like, so that took us, what, 2017 to 2023? It took us that long. That wasn't James's fault. That wasn't even Marvel's fault. That was Disney's fault for firing James in 2018 and causing that entire domino effect afterwards. All stemmed from that. Well, okay, let me take that back. Did you hear what I said? I said the movie was supposed to come out in 2020. 2021. There you go. 2021 would have been when it actually came out. Okay, so it would have came out in probably 2021. It's like the first movie and is like one of the first movies in like phase 4, I'm guessing. Assuming that James wasn't fired back then. But yeah, okay, so I'm gonna join back in. But yeah, it's kind of interesting though, because I feel like for a while now, every time a movie from hey, look, new guy coming in, awesome. You know, we're gonna kind of have 6
people in here.
Yeah, they're gonna have to. Oh, it's kind of funny. Like the 2 Final Fantasy icons are gonna have to. Yeah, we got 2 FF icons here. But what was I gonna say? Darn it, I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, like every movie since I think Guardians 2, like everything that James Gunn has been a part of since Guardians 2 has prominently featured his name in it. Like when the Suicide Squad came out, they heavily promoted the fact that it was a James Gunn film. And with Guardians 3, it's right on the poster, like right under the Marvel Studios logo is a James Gunn film. And then also for like the holiday special, it was like a James Gunn special. They don't do that with any of their other movies, I should point out. They never announce the director like that. The only one they've done it for is James Gunn. It's pretty obvious why. It's because people like him.
Uh-oh.
Not that people don't like some of the others, like people like the Russos and stuff, but they're not James Gunn levels of popular. Where like people really like James Gunn. So
Thanks for getting me out of that Little Mac pummel.
So yeah, of course you're gonna promote that.
And I just cheesed Little Mac. How'd that work out for you, Roy? Ow. Oh, what? I thought I grabbed the ledge.
I just realized, so now I'm thinking like, okay, so in the next Smash game, are we gonna have Gen 9 or Gen 10 stuff?
Good question.
Because Gen 10, that's so weird to say Gen 10. Makes me think
Because it rhymes.
It makes me think of Ben 10 also. but yeah, Gen 10, it's so weird. We've reached that point where we're gonna be at Gen 10 next. Yeah, so like, Gen 10 is gonna probably be out in 2024, maybe 2025. But see, the next Smash game is going to be like 2025 at the earliest. Because it's not going to come out in the launch year. That's not happening. And I'm of the belief that the Switch 2, and it is a Switch 2, not a, like it's going to be a Switch 2, not anything else. The Switch 2, I think is going to be late 2024. And there is no way it's going to be a launch title. That would be awesome, but that's not gonna happen. They're gonna save it like for like one more year. Like that's been like kind of the pattern, is like wait like 1 or 2 years and then put it out. Like Smash 4 came out in 2014. That's 2 years after the Wii U came out, and then Ultimate came out like a year and a half after the Switch. So I imagine it'll be the same thing, where like it'll come out in like 2025, maybe 2026. And what's funny is that will actually be a pretty decent amount of time away from Ultimate. Even though it won't feel like that for most people, I think. Like, that will have been, well, about as old as Smash 4 is now. I mean, Smash 4 is 8 years old. Well, Smash Ultimate would be 8 years old in 2026. But it's not going to feel like that, I think, for most people, because Smash Ultimate didn't just come out and that was it, right? We had like 3 years of DLC. So the game really didn't end until 2021. So it's going to feel like a shorter period of time between Ultimate and the next game than, say, Brawl and Smash 4 did. I think Brawl and Smash 4 was like the longest period of time between games. Could be wrong on that. Actually, no, Brawl and Melee had a pretty big gap. I mean, Melee was 2001, Brawl was 2008. That's like 7 years. Although it was supposed to come out in 2007, they got delayed to 2008. And then 2008
and I'm dead.
2008 to 2014, that would have been like maybe 6-7 years as well. So I guess they're about on par between those 3 games. But like the gap between 4 and Ultimate was a lot shorter. It was like 4 years. But effectively, it was effectively 2 years though, because again, DLC. So it was effectively like a 2-year gap between the end of Smash 4 and the beginning of Ultimate. It was like 2 years, about. This time around, it'll be like 4 to 5 years between the end of Ultimate and the beginning of the next game. Because again, I'm guessing late 2025 is my guess for Smash 6. Nothing basing that on, just pure speculation. You know, I think if there was any game that would be a launch title, maybe Mario Kart 9? It wouldn't be impossible. We've had Mario Kart games come out like pretty much when I mean, wasn't Mario Kart 64 a launch title?
I don't know.
I think it came out in 96. Maybe I know obviously Mario 64 was a launch title. I don't know if to the internet was it? No, it was not. It came out a few months later, so it was a launch period game, I guess, but it wasn't a launch title. Was there any other game that... I don't... Did any game come out the same day? I know Double Dash definitely didn't. DS didn't. Wii didn't. 7 came close. It came out in 2011. The second half of 2011, I think. December. Came out in December 2011. So that would have been like 8 months after the console came out. Same year. That's something, I guess. 8 obviously didn't. Deluxe did, but that doesn't count because that's a port.
Oh, no.
Oh, that reminds me. Speaking of Mario Kart 7, did you see what happened with Mario Kart 7?
No.
How it got an update?
It did?
Yes. I got an update 10 years later after the last one. And apparently it was some security exploit. And apparently a bunch of other games got it, like ARMS got it, Splatoon 2 got it, Mario Maker got it, and Animal Crossing got it. But those all make sense, because those are Switch games. But for some reason, they went back and they patched Mario Kart 7. Like, it's so weird. It's so weird, and like, who freaking cares? Like... Who uses the 3DS anymore? Like, obviously there are people out there that do, but like as an active system, I imagine very few. Also, like, they're literally shutting down the eShop in like a couple of months, so like, what's the point? It's not the online they're shutting down, but still, like, the 3DS has been discontinued for years, and they're retiring the eShop. What is the purpose of putting out that update for that one game? Smash 4 didn't get an update.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, that might be because that game doesn't...
Oh, no!
I wish I could be seeing what's happening right now. But, that might be because...
I'll tell you this, we're on the gamer stage with hazards on.
But,
so, you know, that mother that just keeps coming in, and if she sees you, you're screwed.
Yeah. But, what was I saying? What was I saying? Oh yeah, but I think the reason why Smash 4 didn't get a patch and Mario Kart did was because Smash doesn't use the engine that the, Because here's the thing, so Nintendo, they have an engine, a common engine for a lot of their games. Not all of them, but a lot of them. It's called Lunch Pack. They don't advertise it, like, at all, but that's what the engine is called. It's called Lunch Pack. And, like, Animal Crossing uses it, Mario Maker uses it, Splatoon uses it, ARMS uses it, Odyssey uses it. Breath of the Wild, I don't think uses it, but most of their first-party games use Lunch Pack. And it's been a thing since Nintendo Land on the Wii U. That was the first game that used it. But it wasn't on the 3DS to my knowledge, so I don't know why. It's because, like I said, a bunch of other Switch games that ran on that same engine got the same patch that did the exact same security exploit fix. But all of those ran on the same engine, so I'm guessing that's why there was for those. Like, for example, Smash Ultimate didn't get a patch, right? That's because it doesn't run on that engine. But all the other games got patches. So why Mario Kart 7 if it doesn't...
I'm finally dead.
So why Mario Kart 7 if there is no Lunch Pack? Because that game didn't use Lunch Pack, to my knowledge. That game just runs on something else. Again, the first game, to my knowledge, that runs on Lunch Pack is Nintendo Land, so... I don't know. Maybe it was just like who was the guy at Nintendo in Japan that was like, "Hey, we should patch Mario Kart 7." Who was the person that said that? Because someone had to say that. There was that one guy. maybe there was like this one guy that's still playing Mario Kart 7 10 years later, and he's like, "Hey, can we port that security fix to the Mario Kart 7?" And then someone for some reason was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" Okay, this time I'll actually get to see the game. Yeah, I saw that someone joined in and left, probably because the lobby was full. But yeah, so that was the thing that happened. Mario Kart 8, it's Mario Kart 7.
Why do we keep going to these stages with
So Mario Kart 7 got a patch.
the worst part is we just went to a walk-off stage.
Gamer's not a walk-off stage.
What?
Gamer's not a walk-off stage.
Oh, I meant this stage.
Oh. I don't think walk-offs are as bad as people make them out to be. Like, obviously, from a competitive perspective, it makes sense why people don't like them, but, like, casually, I don't really see a problem with them. As long as you're not, like, abusing them, I don't think it's a big deal.
I just got cheesed another stock. This is why I don't like walk-offs, because you can easily get cheesed out of your stocks. I'm already down to 1, while 2 people still have... Okay, 1 person still has 3. And I'm out.
And that guy's out, too.
No, he's not.
Well, I saw someone die at the same time you did.
This is why I hate walk-offs, because my stocks get cheesed so easily. And Morton just went by. I don't know what Morton was thinking right there, but okay.
Distribute your weight equally in both legs.
We're all just watching. He's just letting them kill each other.
Now, return to your original position.
Oh my god, this is the worst fighting I've ever seen in my life. This Morton just keeps spamming the up B. Can we not go to stages like that anymore?
How many of those are even in the game? Okay, there's that. There's Bridge of Eldin.
Plan kind of counts. The auto-scrolling stages count.
Wait, the what?
The auto-scrolling stages, like Mushroomy Kingdom, Pac-Land.
Okay, yeah.
Wait, what? What just happened?
Someone started the match immediately. That's what happened.
Oh.
I didn't do anything. I was gonna...
Oh, thank God I'm not in this fight.
Oh, you aren't? I didn't even realize. I think the only stage I have turned off in the random selector is like 75M. It's like the
Yeah, 75M is also one that sucks.
That's like the only stage I don't like playing on. I'll play on any other stage. I'm fine with that. But like that's like the one stage that historically at least is like every time it gets played on, it becomes a problem. I'm fine with like pretty much all the others though. Even the scrolling stages I'm fine with. I also don't mind most of the hazards, which is why they're turned on. Okay, you want to know something that I would... Speaking of hazards, you know something I would really like in the next game that I'm surprised they didn't patch in the Ultimate? The ability to pick hazards on the CSS. Like, you know how you can press X and it'll be like, you know, normal, battlefield, and like Omega? We'll add another one in there that says hazards off. So we don't have to have a separate, like, playlist for it. And also that makes it so that, like, we could have hazards on the stages we want and hazards off on the stages we don't want.
Yeah.
That would also make it so that, like, in competitive, for example, like in like Yoshi's story, right? Like in Ultimate, in competitive, Randall the Cloud is turned off because they have hazards off. But if it was on the CSS, then they could have that turned on, while also leaving other stages off. Like, I like from both a casual and a competitive perspective, it would just be a nice thing to have. That's one of the things that was like my most wanted thing for them to add in an update. I think like didn't I make a video? Yeah, I made a video that was like things I want them to add to Ultimate. And I believe that was in there. It was like add a hazard toggle. That's not by any means new. Like that's probably the one thing everyone was asking for. Was like please add a hazard toggle in the CSS because it's such an obvious quality of life feature. Hopefully we get that next time, whether it's in a new game or a deluxe. Either way, that should totally be a thing. It's just such an obvious quality of life upgrade. Well, I know something else I'd like. This is not as important, but something that no one ever talks about, probably because it's such a minor thing. But so you know how in Smash 4, when you pick when you go to like the random stage switch, you can pick like which ones are on and off for both regular and Omega. I wish they had that. I don't know why they got rid of that. In Ultimate, it's just the one. So, like, let's say you wanted to turn off 75M for the regular stages, but you wanted to leave it on for Battlefield and FD. You can't do that. But in Smash 4, you can. Like, that'd be nice. So I could have everything turned on for Battlefield and Omega, because why wouldn't I? But I could have, like, everything, all the other stuff I would want turned off, normally turned off for random. But that one, unlike the hazard toggle thing, was already in the game, and they just got rid of it for some reason. It was in Smash 4, and they got rid of it. I don't know why. It's a minor thing. It doesn't matter that much, and no one talks about it. But it's like, why did you get rid of that? What was the purpose of getting rid of that? That was like a nice little thing, and they got rid of it.
Ah, for God's sake.
I'm surprised we're getting this 3 times in a row.
You think?
I'm guessing that means someone is deliberately picking it. It's not.
Oh yeah, someone is deliberately picking this, and we're somehow getting it every time.
I've never been able to figure out how the stage choice works. Is it based on who is the last person that won, or is it just random?
Oh no.
I've never been able to figure that out. I want to say it's based on the last person that won, but I really don't know. There's also a part of me that wishes that there was like a master option where it's like only the person hosting the lobby can pick the stage. That'd be kind of nice, honestly, sometimes, when like I just want to be able to plan whatever I want. And I don't have to worry about like everyone else's choices sometimes. That's another thing they could add in the next game. Add that to the online. An option to like where like only the host can choose the stage.
Yeah, because I'm starting to get sick of this stage. I'm trying to stay in the middle of the stage. So much so that it's becoming my downfall.
Watch the flow of my movements as I demonstrate. Focus on stretching your back. Now return to your original position.
trying to think of another thing. Like, what are some other things in that video I talked about?
And I'm dead.
Oh yeah,
Again.
a 2-player co-op for the like story mode. Like that was kind of like I kind of understood why it wasn't there in World of Light, but like you couldn't have had Kirby be yellow. I don't know. Like that would have been like that was such a like obvious thing. Was like why couldn't that have been co-op? There's no reason that couldn't have been co-op. Just make like oh, but you're supposed to start out with one character. Well then just make Kirby yellow. Like just have like they can be the same character for like the one match where you just have Kirby. Like I don't know, like that was another like obvious thing that I'm surprised we never like got at some point was like World of Light co-op.
By the way, this might be my last match.
Yeah. I need to get out of the spectate thing. Oh, dang it. That's not what I meant. Okay, well, at least I'm over here now.
I will say, if we go to the Wii Fit stage again, I'm just going to quit. I'm done fighting on that stage. I'm just done. I mean, I'll go in the waiting area, but I just don't want to fight on that stage anymore.
So I was mentioning earlier how like apparently in like in like some of your videos you have like those little like edits. Like how many of those do you even do?
What do you mean?
Like the little like edit I scrolled through that was like the Pulp Fiction thing. Like how many of those kinds of things do you even do?
I do that just to make the video interesting.
Okay, like is it just in that one video?
The Splatoon one?
Yeah.
No, it's all of them.
Okay, I don't know. I'm gonna look through some of those later. I want to see what that's like. Yeah, it's I've never done that stuff. I never really have done like videos in that kind of like format. Kind of. I mean, like like okay. Remember Wombo Combo Wednesdays? Remember that?
Yeah, that you refused to bring back.
Well, the one that I wanted to bring, because I did Season 1, and I liked doing that a lot, and then I was going to do Season 2 for Ultimate, but then, like, it just never happened for various reasons. But I think the main thing that killed that series for me was just the fact that, like, why would I do that when I could just stream? Like, streaming kind of, I mean, granted, I could still call it that, and it'd just be a stream instead, but, like, but then it wouldn't be a series. It just, I don't know, like, I don't know, like, never say never, but I don't know. That series is pretty dormant for the time being. Maybe the next game that comes out in like 4 years, maybe I'll resurrect it.
That match was way too fast. I feel like we're going to be playing on that. I feel like we're going to be playing on the Wii Fit stage again. This is gonna be my last match. If we play on the Wii Fit stage again, I swear, I'll just be done. Unbelievable.
That's really weird though. Like that many times, like.
I feel like a lot of that. I feel like almost all of them have that stage selected.
Well, there's no way that that's the case, surely.
Then why have we been getting it every single time?
Well, that's the thing, is I don't remember or don't know how that whole system works. Because, like, the same person hasn't won every match, has they?
I don't think so. And I just got cheesed the stock again.
So as long... Because,
I'm
yeah...
so sick of it.
Distribute your weight equally between both legs.
So yeah, if the same person hasn't been winning every time, then that means it can't be the last person that won picks the stage. At least I don't think it is, unless it's a combination of the two for some weird reason.
This stage sucks. I hate it. You guys are on one star. Yeah, I feel like this Cloud is the one who's winning all the matches on this stage.
As I demonstrated. Keep your hands and heels on the floor. Hold this pose for 30 to 40 seconds.
You notice how I am not trying to do, like, the obvious thing of going right near the edge and then just back throwing? I'm trying to not do that. I'm trying to, like, keep my distance to the point where I feel like it's fair.
Yeah,
And not-
Carol, you were in the absolute worst spot right there. I hate that Wii Fit stage so much.
Moose blood. Watch it happen again. That'll be like, what, the 6th time?
Yep.
Maybe? Yep. Okay,
All
that
right,
is...
I'm done.
That is...
I'm done. I'm leaving. This is just stupid.
Yeah, if I could ban the stage, I would. Not because I have a problem with it, but because you have a problem with it. But there's no... See, that's another feature that would be nice. That'd actually be another thing. That's actually another feature.
All walk off.
That'd be nice if I could, like, ban stages. Like make it so that, like, the other people can literally not even pick it. Like, have it grayed out. That would be useful for situations like this, where I can force them to stop picking the stage every time. Well,
Watch the Cloud win.
Now there is...
Watch the Cloud win.
There is technically a way for me to get around this. I could just change the... I could just change the stage select thing to, like, Battlefield or something. Like Battlefield only or Battle on FD only. That would fix this.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can do that without backing out. Again, that's another thing. See, it's like, I was like, what else would there be? There's a lot of online related stuff. Not just quality of life changes, but also like for example, like, could we have what's the name? Squad Strike. Could we have that in online, please? That'd be awesome. Same with Smashdown. Could we have both of those? Those are two perfectly good modes that are offline only. And they deserve to be online. Especially Squad Strike. Squad Strike is awesome. Like, man, see now that's taking me back to, like, yeah, that Direct. There was the August one, I think. That Direct was pretty much a golden Direct. Like, pretty much everything they announced in that Direct was awesome. Like, I remember, man, like, after that Direct came out, it was like, oh my god, we're getting, like, all the things. We're getting like everything. We're getting a final smash meter. We're getting a hazard toggle. We're getting K. Rool and Simon. We're getting Crom and Dark. We're getting everything. We're getting all the things. We're getting everything everyone wanted. Like, that's why that direct was like, even though the April 2014 direct has way more nostalgia, I think that maybe as a direct in terms of announcements, the August one was probably the best one in terms of a Smash direct, because like we got like everything. Like, not literally everything, but we got so much stuff people wanted in that direct. I believe that's the direct where they announced Squad Strike. That wasn't like a fan requested one, I think, all that much, but that's something that everyone liked when it was announced. Yeah, the only problem with it is that it's offline only. Now, granted, if they put it online, would it be... I guess it would be available. Would it be available to more than 2 players? Because right now, it's only 2 players, right?
Oh, look at that. The Cloud won.
He has won the last couple of matches.
And on that stage specifically.
Well, I guess that's gonna be it for you then.
Yep.
Well, that's a bit unfortunate, but hey, you know, that was mostly fun. It was nice, you know.
Yeah, watch. You're gonna get that stage again.
I didn't. I actually got the stage I picked. I picked Mementos.
Oh, finally.
But yeah, so yeah, thanks for being here, I guess. That was fun. I haven't had you on a stream, and I mean, you've never really been on the streams for the most, but well, okay, you've been in like a bunch of the like direct reactions and stuff. You haven't been like on like one of these kinds of streams, and probably, and for the most part. But yeah, I'd like to make that kind of a regular thing, especially now that like you got the channel, so like we got that excuse.
Yep.
Cross promotion.
Yay, promotion.
So we got that going for it. But yeah, so like that's something I think I'd like to like, especially like once you get like Splatoon and stuff. Like that'd be nice to like make that more of a regular thing. But yeah, so yeah, yeah. By all means, anyone watching this after the fact, if anyone is watching this after the fact, you know, by all means, go check out the channel. It's in the description. Yeah, he actually has a decent amount of videos on the channel for being someone that just made the channel not that long ago. I said this earlier in the stream, I think, but like he's put out more videos in like a month than I have in a year. So that's kind of funny. But yeah, so go check that out. Green Engineer. And yeah, give him some subs, because right now he has like 5 subs.
Including you.
Yeah, so it's really 4 subs, not including me. So yeah, go give him some subs. There's even a video with me on the channel if anyone wants to check that out.
Yep.
A video that I wasn't aware of until today, but it's there, so. So yeah, it's Splatoon 2 from a few months ago, I believe. But yeah, it's over there.
I still have 4 more. Still have 3 more of those Splatoon 2 ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe like every time like a video comes out that has me in it, I should like post it in the community tab. I mean, why
Probably.
not? Yeah. That'd be kind of neat. Maybe we can get you a couple more views and all that stuff. Yeah, that's one of the reasons
And
why
yeah,
I want.
when the next video drops, you'll know why. I put it at the beginning on why that little watermark you see on that little clip there is.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, which I assume is all of you, because no one knew this channel existed until I brought it to the attention of you. The newest video on his channel is like a teaser for a video that's coming out tomorrow, and the teaser has like this watermark on it. And
Because I lost the original recording of it and could only find the edited version of when I had the free version of that old software.
Yeah, because he used some old software before he's using the software used right now, and that old software had a watermark, and he lost the original footage, like you said, so when that video comes out tomorrow, it's gonna have that watermark on it, which is unfortunate.
But it's not going to be there for the whole video. I will say this, it's not going to be there for the whole time.
Okay, well, that's good.
It will disappear every now and then.
Yeah, oh yeah, and the thing I think I mentioned earlier of like, you could probably set the capture back to 60 now. Got, since that would obviously be nice. Yeah, granted, for like a game like Mario Party, that doesn't matter because Mario Party doesn't need 60, but also like that game is only. Wait, is that game 30 or 60?
I have no clue.
I don't remember. I mean, we have Superstars, but we don't have it physically because my brother got it digitally, which bothers me. He's like, oh, why can't we have the cartridge also so I can play it without having to use his Switch or whatever? But I think I have played it a couple of times, and I don't remember. I mean, I can't imagine that it's not 60. I mean, it's Mario Party, for crying out loud. Why would that not run at 60? But I also don't know. Because Animal Crossing doesn't run at 60. So, I don't know. But, like, obviously for something like Splatoon or Smash or whatever, or even Mario Kart, like, 60, like, those kind of games, you really do want 60. And also, like, like, obviously I haven't looked at any of the other videos, but I would very much make sure that none of your videos are 480p ever again. Yeah. Yeah.
But one thing I did mention in the first Mario Kart one, I don't know what happened, but the video editor made the quality so crap.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I'm guessing you just used some kind of preset?
Yeah, there's like a preset.
Do you know what the preset was? Like,
I mean, I'll check.
Because like,
when I it shows like what's that? Like shows the frame rates and all that. And what it's gonna produce. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick.
Because the thing I was curious about is what bitrate do you render to? Because that's probably the reason why that first video came out bad. Maybe. I don't know. I'm guessing that might have been one of the reasons. Because now, granted, I remember back when you were telling me about like setting all that stuff up. Obviously, you mentioned like obviously you're like, oh yeah, I got this capture card. It's like this like generic capture card. As we've discovered, it's USB 2 and it's MJPEG, which is not ideal.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, and I see like the default preset right there, and I see resolution 854 by 480. Yeah,
that's definitely not right. But like, what's
now,
the
now if I set it to custom, then it goes to 1080.
And then what's the bit rate? Does it tell you the bit rate anywhere?
It tells me the frame rate.
Is there like a kilobits or megabits per second thing anywhere?
Nope.
Really? There's got to be a bit rate setting somewhere in there. Okay, wait, hold on. I know, I have an idea. Okay, do you have like a rendered... Okay, well, you said you had like a bunch of those videos just laying around, right? Okay, well, go to like one of them. Go to like properties, and then it'll tell you what the bitrate is.
I'll do my newest Mario Kart one that I did. And then if I go to like, export, which is what I use to make it. Oh, look at the default preset resolution is here. 1280 by 270.
270? That, what kind of, okay, well, okay, obviously that's just wrong, but also like 1280 by 270. What screen out there is 12, like what? That doesn't compute on literally any level.
I know. I really need to start using like the custom one.
Yeah, you gotta, like,
'Cause
custom.
when I go back to, when I do that, the custom, the resolution does go to 1080.
Yeah, custom 1080 60. That's what you want right there.
Yeah, the frame rate says 30.
Yeah. Now, for anything you've already recorded, you might as well keep that at 30, but once you start recording 60 footage, then you want to render the 60, of course.
Yeah.
But there's no point in rendering to 60 FPS with 30 FPS footage, really, so you can keep that the same for that stuff. But definitely, at the very least, make sure there's no 480, 240 nonsense. Yeah, that's definitely the big thing right there.
Oh wait, I think the 12th Mario Kart one also had that problem.
Oh boy.
Let me see what it did for the 12th one. Oh my god. Oh my god.
What?
It made the default resolution, it made the 12th one is 360.
Like just three, like what? Like 640 by 360?
640 by 360.
360p. Oh boy. How many videos have...
FPS.
24 FPS?
24.
You are going to be watching your videos in cinematic quality, my friend. Why the hell would it pick 640 by 360 at 24 frames per second? I'm more mystified by the 24 FPS than anything. Because, like, why would they ever set the 24 by default? Normally the default in most programs is 30. Because you only do 24 if you need 24.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
all right, well, all I know is I'm done with the default preset. This thing has disappointed me several times.
I'm surprised you didn't catch those problems earlier. Because if I
am too, in all honesty.
Like, if I render because every time I render a video, I at least watch it a little bit to make sure there's nothing wrong with it, right? If I noticed immediately the resolution was 360p at 24 frames per second, I'm immediately going back to the program, changing the settings, and re-rendering the video again at the correct settings. And I delete that.
Here's the thing. Here's another video. Here's another one that I did. And the default preset does have 1080p. It did produce a 1080p at 60 FPS.
60?
Why it did that? I don't know.
Okay, I have a well, this shouldn't see. I know that, like, at least in Vegas, there is a option in the project settings to change the settings of the project depending on what media you import. So in theory, if I didn't change any settings and I just imported, say, like a 1080 30 video, then it automatically sets the timeline to 1080 30 or something like that. Now, I would say that's what's happening with you, but that doesn't make sense because all your gameplay should be 1080p 30. So why would it go down to 360p at 24 frames per second?
I don't know.
So it's probably...
I honestly don't know how I didn't catch that. And since I already deleted the original footage of those ones, for those ones, it's game over. Because if I don't delete the original footages, then I run out of space on my computer.
Well, you could always do what I do, just have a drive dedicated to footage. But you're on a laptop though, so.
I am on a laptop, which has almost like 500 gigabytes of memory.
Well, storage, not memory.
Well, storage, yes.
Yeah.
Storage, I should say.
I mean, you can get you can get external drives for like not that much for the lot of storage if you really wanted to. Like, just as an example, because I have 2 of them. I have 2 like WD like 4 terabyte drives for like one for the PS5, one for the Series X, and they were like $50 on eBay. And when I say eBay, I don't mean like just from some random person. Like, they were refurbished from Western Digital themselves. They were effectively new for like $50 for 4 terabytes. That's obviously like really good value.
Oh yeah, 4 terabytes is a lot of memory.
That's like that right there. Like, yeah, I mean, like the storage drive I use is like 3 terabytes, and of course I delete stuff eventually. But
Yeah.
But I tend to keep at least whatever, like obviously whatever I'm currently working on I still have, and then like maybe a couple of projects ago I'll still have it. But the main reason why I think I have all that storage is it's not just because I like being able to store stuff. It's also because I like to record things at a high bit rate. Like, I record like all my gameplay at like 150 megabits, which is like royally overkill for YouTube, to be clear. But I like doing it just because, honestly, and also downscaling. Like, if I take 150 megabit source footage and then I downscale it to like 100 or something lower, then it'll look better than if I had it at just 100 to begin with, if that makes any sense. It's like how,
Yeah,
like...
there's one more that I want to check to see how it produced.
I should like look and see how many of the videos, because like the only video I saw on the channel that was 480p was like that Mario Kart teaser, but the actual video was 1080p, I think. And I know that the video I'm in is 1080p at least. Hey, by the way, guess what stage I'm on right now?
Oh, the Wii Fit one? By any
Yep.
chance?
Yep.
Whoop-de-doo.
First time in a little while.
Okay, so listen to this. There's one I did of Pokemon Battle Revolution for the Wii.
I did see there were a couple of videos of that.
And this one was 1080p.
Kind of
At
ironic.
30 FPS. At 30 FPS. So why were the Mario Kart ones set to basic to 720 and 360 at one point,
It wasn't 720.
or whatever, 780 or whatever?
Well, I think it was.
What is it?
It was 360p and then like what was it? 1280 by like 272 or something stupid like that. I don't know. It was like some resolution that has never existed ever. You're probably thinking 720 because of the 1280 part. But yeah, like, let me see. So yeah, this one is 1080p. It's funny, I mean, obviously this is from the Wii U, but you can tell it's from the Wii U because like the Wii U has like these like, okay, like I'm not sure if you've ever noticed this, but have you ever noticed when you play a Wii game on the Wii U, there's like these like, there's like this, you know what chromatic aberration is?
Maybe.
It's like when there's like pink and green, like on like the edges of text or whatever.
Oh.
Well, that's what like the Wii, like that's what like every Wii game gets on Wii U, is you get like like chromatic aberration like things on the text sometimes, or or some kind of like upscaling like artifact of some kind. I don't know. It's not like a huge deal or anything. It's just something I've always noticed like for forever. That's not there on like the original Wii. Also, I see this Wii Sports Resort video is also 1080p.
Yeah.
That game, now that game I know for a fact is 60. I'm just like randomly clicking through videos here while I'm restarting the match. Let's see. Yeah, this one's 1080. Let's look at see this one. Yeah, the Mario Party one with like 500 views is like 1080. Wait, is there frame pacing? Wait, what? Hold on. Let me watch this for a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. The Mario Kart video is 24 FPS! Wait, sorry, Mario Kart? I meant Mario Party. Like, the 500 view Mario Party video is 20. I was like, why does this look like it's choppy? It looks like the frame pacing is off. That's why it's 24. It's 24 FPS. Oh no. Okay, let's see. This one is okay. So yeah, this Mario Kart one. Yeah, 480. At least it's 30 at least. I'll give it that. The blockiness on Rainbow Road. The blockiness.
Yeah.
That's like the biggest problem with YouTube's like lower resolutions. It's not the resolution itself, it's the bit rate. It's the biggest reason why I upload at 4K, even though I really don't need to. Because like all I do is like switch stuff basically, so I don't need to upload at 4K. But the reason why I do is because of the bit rate. Like you watch one of my videos at 4K, even if it's on a 1080p screen, you set the quality of 4K, it will look way better than it does at 1080p because you get way more bit rate.
Oh, and also I will say that the Mario Party video that I'm going to be uploading tomorrow, I will say that if I did officially lose the entire footage, my sister would kill me. And I won't say why. Because for basically every video in here, there are only 2 of them that don't have my siblings in them.
Yeah, I've noticed from like just the thumbnails that most of them have at least one other person in it. Because obviously there's the split screen in Mario Kart and stuff.
Yeah.
Still remember their names all these years later, actually. I mean,
well,
of course.
All I have to do is watch the videos and you'll remember.
Yeah, I mean, of course I remember Madison because she literally went. But like, even
You told me about how she used Jigglypuff to rest on you and you flipped out. At one point.
I don't remember that, but I'm sure it happened.
You brought your Wii U to play.
Oh yeah.
Smash and
wait, that happened. Wait, did that happen when you were still there, or did that happen later?
No, I already graduated by then.
Oh no. Okay, no. They're talking. Okay, she's talking about when I would bring it for like the social thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked doing that. It was fun. We put 8-player Smash on the smartboard screen with like composite video. It was wonderful. Yeah. And see, that right there justified all the controllers I had. The once in a blue moon where I would bring the Wii U to school and we'd play on like the smartboard. It was like, hey, like I got all these like classic controllers and Wiimotes and stuff, and hey, how do I justify having all that stuff that doesn't get used ever? That's when. But yeah. Yeah, I wish the smart boards weren't at least back then. Maybe there's newer ones that fix this, but at least back then, like all the smart boards were like composite only. So no HDMI. There was a VGA port. I think I remember. No, I remember like back then I was gonna get like a, because now I have a HDMI to VGA adapter, which would have been nice. Which of course, if I was still doing that stuff now, because of course even back then I was like, okay, well what happens? Well, actually no, by that point it wouldn't have been a problem anyway because Ultimate didn't come out until like in December. So that's after I graduated. But if it came out in like if it came out earlier in 2018 or 2017, I would have been screwed because I wouldn't have been able to hook it up to the smartboard back then, unless I got an adapter. But the problem is that would have been, because it's VGA, there wouldn't have been any audio. So we would have been able to play the game, but we wouldn't have had any audio. Which, I mean, probably wouldn't have been that big of a deal, to be honest. But obviously that would suck. But... yeah, let's see. Let me check. Is the video I'm in... Okay, the video I'm in is 30 FPS. No 24 to be seen here. See, now I just want to like look through all the videos and be like, which videos are messed up and which ones aren't. Let's see, this one's fine. I'm considering 1080p 30 to be fine because that's what it's supposed to be. Oh yeah, there's this one. This one is. Okay, this one's fine. This is like a TF2 one. This one's fine too. Okay, this one's a little different. The Mario and Sonic one is 720/30. That's honestly okay for a Wii game, but it's a little weird. So it's like, okay, so we have 1080/30, 1080/24, 720p/30, 480p/30, 480p/24, or no, it was 360p/24. We got all these variances in resolution and frame rate. Now, let's see about this one. Oh, hold on. Wait, is this the one that was 60? This game is 30, I think. Or is it? I don't know. I only played it the once when the demos came out. Then again, this... Well, no, all the footage should be 30 anyway. Yeah, the Switch Sports is 60, but the gameplay is 30, so it doesn't really matter. And I've never actually looked at golf gameplay. See, this is one of those games that, like, I wanted to get because it's like, you know, it's the next Wii Sports, technically, but then, like, the game came out.
Actually, funny thing, in the Splatoon video there, you do mention Switch Sports Golf. You say you were waiting till golf comes out.
I have said that in the past. I think every time I've brought up Switch Sports, I've been like, yeah, I'm interested, but I would rather wait till golf comes out because I actually like the golf and Wii Sports a lot. But the problem is the same problem that happens with all of these, like, first-party games that, like, do this, like, update model that isn't Splatoon. Splatoon's, like, the only one that has done it well. All the other ones, like, they take too long to release updates. And by the time they're out, I don't care anymore. Like, if golf came out, like, a month after the game launched, that would have been different. But it came out, like, what? Like, half a year later? Well, by that point, it's like, well, now I've lost interest. And also, like, the game itself is already kind of controversial as is. Although, it's mainly... It's like half the game itself, half the fact that the Miis aren't the center focus, right? That was, like, all the big controversy, right? Was the sports mates, or whatever they're called. Which, at least, I mean, obviously it's been, like, a while now, no one really cares anymore, but, like, I would say that overall they're okay, but they should not have replaced the Miis. Like, come on, the Miis are the Miis. Like, Wii Sports is essentially their, like, main franchise. If you want to call it a franchise. So, like, I don't know. Like, obviously, I mean, if you wanted to have the... Or at the very least, they should have, like, given you the option... I mean, obviously, you could play as the Miis. Like, you could play as them, right? So that's not the problem. The problem isn't that you can't play as the Miis, it's the fact that they're not the center focus. Because it's like, okay, maybe you'll play as a Mii, but everyone else will still be a sports mate. Like, all the characters in the background will be sports mates, and that's, like, not what people want. If they gave you the option to just make the game entirely Miis from top to bottom, I think that would have helped. I mean, people would have still had complaints with the fact that it doesn't have as much content as Wii Sports Resort and stuff like that, but, like, I don't know, I think it would have helped. But yeah, now, though, it's like, I mean, are we even going to get anything else after this? Like, it doesn't sound like it. It's not like with their other games, they'll be like, we have updates on the way, with an S. But for this game, it was only just the golf update that they ever announced. They never announced that there was going to be anything after that. Even though I think there was stuff in the code for, like, basketball or baseball or whatever, but who knows if that's going to happen. I'm guessing if it does, it'll be, like, whenever, like when the February Direct happens. If there is anything else for this game, it'll probably be announced in that Direct. And everyone's gonna be like, hey, look, it's that game that nobody cares about when it happens. It's gonna be like, everyone's gonna be like, hey, look, the game that nobody cares about, why wasn't this in the base game? That's like one of the classic things is like, why wasn't this just in the base game? And to be fair, there is no reason why golf shouldn't have been the base game. I mean, it's golf. Like, if it was a new sport, that'd be one thing, but it's golf. Golf has been in every game so far. Why wasn't it just in the game to begin with? I don't know. Like, put all the stuff we expect first, and then you can add brand new sports. But why hold off golf for 6 months? Like, I really doubt it took them 6 months to finish golf. Like, I don't know. I really don't understand their strategy with those releases sometimes. Like, Splatoon does it well. Splatoon's like the one game that has pulled off the free update model the best, but everything else like has not really worked out. Like the other, like the Mario sports games, like Tennis Aces and of course Strikers. This game, Switch Sports doesn't pull it off. There's some Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing, in some respects, has gotten it the worst because Animal Crossing got one big update. One big update. They got a bunch of small updates, but it only got one big update. Which was very weird. Like, that wouldn't matter as much if people just liked the base game. And a lot of people did like New Horizons. I mean, I like the game, but like, people were complaining about lack of content. And that wouldn't have mattered as much if we got more stuff, but we didn't really get that much stuff until a year later, and then even then when they were like, hey, look, our first big update, finally, it was like, yeah, and this is also the last update we're getting. So it's like, yeah. But anyways, but long story short, getting off track here, I had an interest in Switch Sports, but at this point, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. If the game ever got cheap enough, I'd probably get it. But the problem is that, of course, it's a Nintendo game, so it's never gonna go below $40. It's like the lowest any Nintendo game ever goes. It's like $40, $45, and I'm not paying $40 for this. If I could get it for like 20, yeah, sure, I'd get it. But 40, even. I'll just end up skipping it. And maybe, like, many years from now, I'll get it. Just for the sake of having it. But, I don't know. There's not really any other, like... I mean, of course, Splatoon 3 was, like, the big game I was waiting on this year as far as Nintendo goes. But outside of that, the only other game that's really left, for the Switch at least, that I really care about is, of course, Tears of the Kingdom. But that's pretty much the only other game at this point that I really am looking forward to. Because that's kind of the thing, is it's like, I have my couple of franchises that I really care about, and everything else is secondary. Like, for me, it is mainline Mario, mainline Zelda, Splatoon, Smash, and Mario Kart. Everything else is completely secondary. Maybe I'll play it, maybe I won't. But those 5 series are the only ones that are, like, guaranteed day one buys for me. Now, granted, I didn't play Bowser's Fury, but that's because it was part of, like, a port that I wasn't really super, like, jazzed on getting. Even though I heard it was good. So I definitely will get that at some point. I'll get that at some point, but... yeah, it's like, well, like, we have our Smash, we have 2 Splatoons, we have Mario Kart, we have, well... are we even gonna get another Mario on the Switch? Like, another proper Mario? We're gonna get, like, an Odyssey 2 or whatever. I don't even know at this point. I feel like, okay, I was talking earlier about like launch titles for the Switch too, and I was like, if it's not going to be Smash, it's probably not going to be Mario Kart. I mean, launching a new Mario game with a new console is pretty tradition at this point, so I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think it's going to be Odyssey 2 or anything. It'll probably be a brand new game, but like the next 3D Mario at this point will probably be on the next system because like I don't know, I think Zelda's going to be like their last like really big game on the system probably. With the exception of Prime 4, whenever that comes out. But, yeah. Yeah, late 2024, I'm pretty much sticking to that at this point. So. It is almost 3 hours. We are almost at the 3-hour mark. So, probably in a couple minutes here, so I'll probably end up doing one more match, and then that'll probably be it. But yeah, so yeah, I think I went through like most of those videos, and yeah, the quality definitely varies on that, so yeah, definitely make sure that is sorted out. And also for future stuff in OBS, try to at least try 60 FPS. It should be fine. And make sure the capture card is set to it too. Like both OBS and the capture card have to be set to 60 for that to work. And in theory, that Intel iGPU should be okay. In theory, I mean the best Intel iGPU I've used was Kaby Lake when I had my 7700K. I don't remember if that could do 1080 60 or not, because I didn't use it that much. I never used like the built-in thing for that much. I think it could do it. Now, to be fair, that's several generations old at this point. There's no reason why yours shouldn't be able to do it. I mean, again, it's supposed to be able to do 4K, let alone 1080p. But I've learned that just because something can do a resolution doesn't mean it can't do it. Doesn't mean it can do it real time. For example, my laptop has a Haswell chip that is several generations older than even what was in my Kaby Lake, let alone what you have. And that thing is theoretically capable of 1080 60 recording. But it's only capable of doing that in a render. It cannot do it in real time. If you try to set to 1080 60 in OBS, it'll crash and burn. You'll get dropped frames all over the place. They'll be screaming red at you. But it can do 1080 60 in the camera app, which is something. And it can do 1080 30 pretty much okay in OBS, which is fine enough. I mean, I want to upgrade that laptop anyway. Never mind, that laptop has served me well, but I feel like it's time for it to be upgraded, especially when the Windows 10 deadline is approaching, where like that laptop is not going to support Windows 11, so it's like I'm gonna need to upgrade it eventually. But yeah, your thing should be fine. At least I don't see why it wouldn't be. Let's see. 1, 2. Oh, you have playlists, I see.
Yeah.
I mean, you should. Just I didn't know see if you were gonna have them or not. I think you should probably space out your description better. It's kind of just one big long string of text. Yeah, joined November 19th. But hold on, that doesn't make any sense. Didn't you have a channel this whole time? Like, you didn't do anything with it, but didn't you have one?
Well, okay, it was just like my regular email and all that, and I didn't really plan to make it a channel, but it just so happened to do that.
Because, yeah. Because, like,
I didn't plan for that thing to be a channel, so...
No, it's just, like, interesting, because the join date is normally just whenever the channel gets made, regardless of whether you do anything with it. I mean, I didn't start making videos until 2015, but if you go on my page, it says joined, like, 2013. 'Cause that's when the channel, like, just the generic, like, channel page was made, even though I didn't do anything with it for 2 years.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's just something I just kind of find interesting, because I swear you had at least a account that just sat there at the very least. I mean, I know there was that Lifetime Gamer account that I think was yours. Or
Yeah.
whatever. But the picture, I think I'm still like the only subscriber to that channel. if it's even still in here. So it's like, in my mind, it's like, well, why wouldn't you just take that channel and like rebrand it because you already had it or whatever? But I don't know. It doesn't.
I don't even remember the login to that.
Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I have like way too many subscriptions in here. I think it said something like see more, and it was like 342. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Yeah, Lifetime Gamer, 1 subscriber. Joined
Yeah.
August 5th, 2017.
2017, jeez. I don't even remember the login to that thing. So don't be expecting anything on that account anytime soon or at all. Really, the only reason I made that was just to comment on mainly the old Wombo Combo Wednesdays videos that you did.
I don't remember you ever commenting on those videos.
I did on one.
I want to see if you ever actually did, if it's still there. I don't see why, unless you deleted them.
No.
Let me see. I'm sure you don't remember, but do you happen to know which one it was on?
Maybe 5?
5. 5 has 4 comments. Yes, you are on this one.
Told you.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that lines up. Yeah, this was 2017 when this happened. Oh, yeah, that's right. I have the intro for season, because I did make the little intro for oh dang it, you might have just heard it right there in the stream. But I did make an intro for season 2. That's like the ultimate theme or whatever, but obviously never ended up happening. Yeah, I could make that the name of like the Smash streams, but then the problem is that limits me to like doing it on Wednesdays, and like obviously I don't want to like for the videos it's one thing, because like I can just record the video whenever I want and then just timestamp it to Wednesday, and that's not a big deal. But like for a stream, I'd have to artificially limit myself to just doing it on that specific day. So yeah, okay, so this is gonna be the last match right here. It is 12:04. So this will be the last one.
It's past
And-
midnight.
Yeah, and guess what the stage is? Have it again?
I'm gonna say good old Wii Fit.
Correct. But it's not happening that frequently. It's very infrequent now. We've been getting a bunch of other stages. It's really weird that there was that big stretch where it was just this one stage. And also the cloud is still here, for what that's worth.
Yeah, that cloud is just not leaving people alone.
Return to your original position.
This is kind of something I've been meaning to ask you for a while, actually. I guess now that you have the channel, it's more of a thing that means more, I guess. I don't know. But not that there's anything really in specific I can think of, but like, would you ever be interested in like doing like a Nincast at some point?
Probably at some point, yeah.
I think that'd be cool, because I know I've mentioned this probably 1,000 times, but those videos are always way more fun when there's someone else there. And that doesn't happen that often. Sometimes I get Ethan on to talk about, like, a Pokemon Direct or something, but, like, for the most part, it's just me. And, yeah, I still like doing them, but they're always more entertaining, more fun to produce when there's, like, someone else. I used, like, back in Season 2, like, most of those were with someone else.
Now return to your original.
Once, I think I did actually at one point, like, ask Ender if he was interested in doing it, because he used to be on, like, a bunch of those back in, like, Season 2. I remember, like, I asked him, like, I think last year, like, I think it was a direct reaction. I was like, hey, you know, it's been a while, but would you be interested or whatever? He was like, yeah, sure, but then, like, times didn't line up or something, I don't know. I'd like to get more people to, like, do stuff with, whether it's, like, streams or the Nincast or whatever. That used to be more of a thing back in the day. I mean, heck, the Wombo Combo Wednesdays was all about that, pretty much. Like, every single video was with someone else, because it literally had to be. That was the whole point of the series.
Yeah.
But, yeah, HG Hydra, Sacred Froakie, Ender. I mean, I know you were on a couple of them, I'm sure.
Yep.
Yeah. Maybe one of these days.
Yep.
But,
One of these days.
alrighty, so that's gonna be it for tonight. So thank you everyone for joining in that did join in. Thank you everyone for watching. If you're watching this after the fact, thank you for watching as well. And of course, thank you Dylan, aka Green Engineer, for being here. Go check out his channel, link in the description below. Again, there's a video with me in it over there, so you can probably go check out that one first if you really want to. Yeah, you'll have to put up with some of the weird frame rate and resolution anomalies of those videos, but that will hopefully be fixed in the future.
Oh, I will make sure they're fixed in the future.
Yeah, so yeah, but yeah, go check those out. And yeah, so I guess with that being said, then thank everyone for watching. And with that being said, this is Logan59XP, and I'll see you guys next time.